stop, I would've let it go. But I get it, it's alright. 'Cause I can't keep my shit together. Safe, yeah, can't debate that. Don't want shit to get better, 'cause it made me forget it all and I hate that. Last summer, everything was easy. We had it all, didn't we, baby? No wonder you couldn't keep it. It got harder than you thought it would be. You stopped loving me on the dark nights. Now you won't kiss me in the sunlight. Last summer, I knew you'd leave me, 'cause loving me is the easy. You know the strings that holding me, that make me bend and break. You know how to feed my dark side. You hook me in like bait. Then in one split second, I'm like honey in your hands. I know that we'll never be perfect, so could you make me understand? Yeah, yeah. Happiness needs pain, like the ground needs rain, and fire breathes flame like I need you. Victory needs a fight, like the dark bleeds light, and wrong craves right like I need you. I know how to push your buttons now, so I can get my way. Yeah. And I know which words will cut the most, and how to turn and make you stay. And in one split second, you can barely catch your breath. And you know that we'll never be perfect. It's easy to forget. Happiness needs pain, like the ground needs rain, and fire breathes flame like I need you. Victory needs a fight, like the dark bleeds light, and wrong craves right like I need you. So wrap your arms around me now, with all your hopes and all your doubts, like you need me. And tell me now that it's all worth it. I don't care if we're not perfect. I wouldn't change a thing. If it was all or nothing, then I would want it all. Happiness needs pain, to survive all the pain inside my mind, but only God knows how to leave it all behind. We were bound at the start, now you're tearing me apart, and I'm the one to start the fight from once upon a time. Will I just keep floating away from this world? Pick me up, give me hope, let me say one more word. Heaven's so far away tonight, but where the water meets the sky, we'll be alright. The world we left behind. The world we knew just started changing. The world we had just broke apart. We were bound at the start, now you're tearing me apart, and I'm the one to start the fight from once upon a time. Will I just keep floating away from this world? Pick me up, give me hope, let me say one more word. Heaven's so far away tonight, but where the water meets the sky, we'll be alright. The world we left behind. Heaven's so far away tonight, but where the water meets the sky, we'll be alright. The world we left behind.
I need another story, something to get off my chest. My life gets kind of boring, need something that I can confess. Till all my sleeves are stained red from all the truth that I said. Come by it honestly, I swear. Thought you saw me wink, no, I've been on a brink. So tell me what you want to hear, something that'll light those ears. Sick of all the insanity, I'm gonna give all my secrets away. It's time, don't need another perfect life. Don't care if critics ever jump the line. I'm gonna give all my secrets away. I'm gonna give all my secrets away.
Well, hello, Tom. How you doing? You ready to kick this one off? Team Deathmatch. Never thought you'd see the day, huh?
Yeah, it's my favorite of all the game modes. I love it where you shoot the people and they die.
And I mean, Tom, there's so much depth. We know about rotations, about locking down map control, and keeping those chokes. And I think that's something that here as the colorcaster, I'm sure you're going to be foaming at the mouth to get all this data out there that we're about to derive here today.
you've just mentioned chokes, and I've heard that Ryan Central is going to be playing in the next game, so I think we're going to see an awful lot of choking.
Well, I mean, I can only imagine. When it comes to Ryan, that tends to follow him around. When we talk about a breach, are we expecting to see that agent here? I mean, look, maybe Team Deathmatch isn't where breach will shine the most, is what you would say if you weren't Ryan Central. But I personally think that his breach might just be elevated so far beyond our plane of understanding that he'll shine in Team Deathmatch. What are your thoughts on that, Tom?
Well, this is the thing. I'm excited to see how many of his teammates he can stun all at once. Like, because that's the thing. You can still get ultimates in TDM if you earn up your ults.
That's true.
I don't know if you get an ult point for deaths. We'll have to see. Then he might be able to earn his ultimate quite quickly.
Then it could be built up every couple seconds. They could be in trouble.
Do you know what? I'm curious, Mitch. I don't know if you've had a look at the teams. I'm going to probably just give you a few seconds to bring up the list of the teams, just in case you haven't already. Who's winning?
Oh, who's winning? You want me to take that kind of a look at the team?
Yeah. Who's winning the entirety of the event? I've just been sent a message by Ryan Central on Discord, so I'm curious to see
I'm
what
sure
that
there's
says.
going to be nothing but, looking forward to the games, guys. It's going to be really fun. I think, what's he said?
Why are you doing me this dirty?
He knew he was getting done dirty. He just didn't know how much. And let's be real, Tom. The games haven't started yet, so he's only getting the appetizer. If anything, maybe he's got the water and he's waiting
on
for
his birthday
right
now.
I know, of all things, what a present to get. But he's gotten worse at the end of the day. I think if I was to pick a favorite here, and keep in mind you're going to have to do the same. I think I'd have to go for Team Andrew, and just because I know my boy CPK is here to impress. We're going to see him popping off later today. Although I don't think we have them on the stream at all, so unlucky.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested. I want to go for Meg, but unfortunately she's being dragged down by actually the man who the team is named after, Team So Marcus. So I don't know if she's going to be able to carry hard enough to bring that. I don't know, but I know that if Marcus plays poorly, he's getting a slap round the back of the head after the game. They are very close to each other, so here we go. Yeah, this makes things more confusing. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of stuff on my screen now. These are just the matchups, correct?
Yeah. On top is the matchups. Down bottom, you've got the teams, obviously, and then their wins right now. So the left side is Group A, right side is Group B.
You're a member of Team D Freeze, aren't you?
Absolutely. I'm a big Frenzy player myself. And
Doctor. Okay.
Team D Freeze. It's going to be
it should be called Team D Frost first. Sounds better.
Right? Then it's going to be Static versus Flares as we jump on over to Group B. And then we're going to come back to Follow Flow versus So Marcus. Obviously, then there is a chance that we could get Andrew in later on, right? But we'll see. Let's see how their games go. They're starting off versus Team So Marcus. And that means right away, Tom, we're going to come out with a decent indication, I guess, because the team I've picked and the team that you wanted to pick only for Marcus being there. So if he ends up getting 3 kills and they lose,
I'm curious to see how Jimothy will do. Now, for anybody who doesn't know Jimothy, he is basically one of the guys from Riot that helps organize all of the sort of events and stuff. So I don't know how much time he has to play some deathmatch. So I'm gonna keep my eye on him, which he will hate, but I'm going to enjoy. So I think I'm curious with that team. I remember I picked Team Flo last time and he let me down, so I'm not doing that again. Okay. Joe, I think Drio, Team B. Yeah, they might. I'm Tom Biz. You got the Biz in there. Team B. I'm going with Team B. I believe in Team B.
Dex, Sparky Boy, K Wordley, and B. Yeah, you're not in a bad spot there. I think that's a decent squad to pick. Again, we won't be seeing them in these opening games on stream, but we'll get a flair of what they're all about. They're up against Static in that last round. Team Static should be good. Organized. Zaki Gregan. I've heard of Gregan before, and Hazza. They might even have some.
Gregan, he's very good with the cars and the football, but I'm not sure if he's going to be up there with the guns and the shooting. So
I somehow don't think so. And there's lots of little orbs on the ground as you're running around. He might be tempted to give him a little kick. It's just the instinct.
See if he gets any boost. He's playing Neon.
Yeah.
I think the game's ready, by the way. We should probably let's wheel that up.
Now, let's dive on into this game anyways and get it started. Our first look at Team Deathmatch, and it's going to be Team Flow against Team Dr. Freeze, not D-Freeze, defrozen, defrosting. Hopefully they'll be coming in hot either way. I'm curious about the comps. You know, this is something I've put some thought into earlier, and I was trying to figure out what we're going to see. I mean, Arena seems like the go-to, right? On each side, I would be expecting to see it just because you can constantly pop those heals up and dismiss. Raze as well, great high impact ultimate. I can see a lot of benefit for not Brian Central's Breach though. That's one thing I'm not going to be able to get behind. I cannot fathom that this man has actually come here and Flo's gone for it too. Guys, did anyone get the memo today? Do you know?
Hey, look, you get your aftershock quite regularly. You're gonna get Rolling Thunder might be one of the best
quite
ults
regularly
for this game.
Is a bit of an understatement for a team deathmatch, though. Like those ults, those abilities go off map control. It doesn't exist here. At least I don't think.
Well, yeah, but you could just like someone in a corner. You could force them to fight you. You could stun them up. Flashes. I don't think it's bad.
You could.
I don't know what's bad. It's team deathmatch.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying. You could get them in the corner. You could capitalize.
What about Omen? The worst ult
Brian
for this.
Central?
What are you going to do? To TP to the other side of Team Deathmatch?
Well, that's another thing I was thinking about, right? Like your Phoenixes, for example, same benefit with the flash. Like you've got a decent flash there. You've got your double.
But is Run It Back good on this? I feel like it would be rubbish.
Probably not, right? You're going to.
And if I see a Sage, that's the other thing for Flow. Sage surely has the worst ult in the game because you have 1.5 seconds to res someone. They'll be back before you've even done it.
I'd love to see a Viper here, man. Neon for the movement, Rain obviously for the self-heal, but I think Viper's wall or her decay could be great. Put an orb down, get some map control of your own. Let's see how this one goes.
Does it disappear when you die?
I don't know. I assume so, but maybe it wouldn't because you're still in the same round. I really don't know how to read that one. Well, we're kicking this one off with a bunch of chaos. And I mean, this is what we're going to see throughout. Then we got to look for the trends more so than the individual events. And already, Team Deep Freeze coming in hard with some of those opening kills. So you can just see Jet's going ham. My God.
Yeah, I feel like Jet's easily one of the best. Having the movement advantage, having the knives. It's not going to be bad. This is just an absolute cluster. Seeing a lot of blinds early on coming through. And I think also we've got the pictures of each team backwards, which makes things even more confusing. But for now, it's just an absolute brawl coming through. And again, I think it is just this Reyna Jet combo that's absolutely slamming at the moment.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for now, we got to see if these teams are going to stabilize, right? I don't expect it necessarily. It's just going to be individual pop-offs, but at some stage, you're going to want those kills to slow down. Once you've got that lead extended up, group up, and try to make sure that trades are at least what you're getting time in, time out, so you're never losing that lead. The other thing, though, is as the stages progress, we're going to see a constant flurry of different weapons come into the field. Already some shots coming out from a Breach, and what an unexpected hero. 4 kills with a Sheriff. Wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah, and we should get Brian Central on the broadcast, other than his twin brother.
Is that an ace for the Brian Central already? He's got another 6 kills!
What do we call a 6K?
I don't know. He hasn't died yet. I'm watching for him to die. That's what I want to see, but at this point... Oh, he's gone! 6 kills, though. I think that might be the highest chained kill streak we've had so far.
Ooh, okay. I'm guessing Jack has decided to call himself Orcal, so we're going to bully him for that because we don't like people not using their names. I'm surprised he hasn't. Can you use the shorty in this? I know that there's some more limitations on what could be purchased, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you got to find it on the ground. There's some weapons you can see now. There's a rifle available over on the left side of the mini-map. Blue teams spawn, I suppose, as it would be now. And those kind of things you're going to be competing for. I like the idea, the layouts of the map. Again, we need to see a lot more of it, but seem to be some good nooks and crannies like we just saw from Flo, being able to tuck himself away, still grab a couple of kills with a surprise element, even though it's a death match. And now, look, you are kind of getting them slowing it down, playing the control. You're starting to see some playmakers like Jet there, obviously spotted, having to fall back. Heal comes through from the orb. Swing attempted by Jordy's, but Those right-click bulldog shots just not landing. It's not looking good now. That lead swapped over to Team Defreeze. No, wait. Isn't it Team Flow? No, it is Team Defreeze.
No. You're right. You're right. This time it's correct.
Blinded.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, that's about what I expect from an Irish player.
Wow. I'm not even going to humor that with a response. Nice stuff. Oh, one picked out of the air. I like to see it, Ryan. You know, keep it going. Kills are all they need. 54 kills on the board for them right now. A lead of 7-8, in fact, with another through from Hala.
It seems like they're sort of trying to build into this one a little bit over on that attacking side. Odin out for good old Brian Central. Rolling Thunder thrown in as well. There's going to be a lot of players stunned up here with his Odin coming out. A chance for Ryan to pop off. Flash is going to leave Jordis completely blind, but D3 still holding onto the lead at the moment, and the operator for Hala doesn't seem to be landing at the moment.
Yeah, that lead, it's staying in Team Dr. Freeze. A small fight back, but the answer immediately Hawk out. Good old Jack doing me proud. The Odin spray was looking good. Akers dodged the stun. Oh, a big mistake by Aker, in fact. He'll only get the one. It could have been so much more. Could have been a way back in, but as we get deep into the final stage, still a 6-kill lead. An ult from Dr. Freeze. Paranoia on the back. Switcheroo as he goes to another angle. And he's escaped these players. Just a pure menace at the moment. With a lead like this, that's all you need. A player to keep you. Oh, wow. He's just steaming into the lead at this point. Look at him go.
I feel like he thrived in the early game. A man who already used to just using the frenzy, but proven he can do it with the rifle as well. Nice flash from Flo. Not something I thought I'd be saying. The Sage main who's been somewhat nerfed. I feel like it is a team almost of nerfed players, with Cypher being somewhat useless in this game mode as well. Neural Theft gonna reveal them for the seconds until you're fighting them anyway. Jack, helped out a little bit by the Boombot, starting to step it up at least. He might be about to break the record for most kills from an Irish player in a round, never mind.
The Seekers they've cost him his life. They're caught with utility. It is what it is. Still though, that lead, it's caught by Dr. Freeze. Another flurry
I
of
want to
frags.
see.
Yes?
I want to see Sova, Hunter's Fury.
Oh yeah, that's I don't know.
Where's Jonas? I saw him earlier. He was sat on his stream doing lineups. Genuinely,
Lineups
that is what he was doing.
my God,
He was doing
of course he
lineups
was.
in TDM.
Just ridiculous. Hey, some appreciation for the wasteland out there as well, Brian. A man of culture. Oh, hold on. We're deep in the final stage now, getting towards the end of it. 3 kills in between
It's close.
Big response from Team Flow to get them back on the board, but again, it comes down to slowing the game in the late stages. Team Defreeze don't have to force fights. They can take it on favorable footing. Showstopper going to be popped out by Tycho, looking for a culprit, a victim rather. Oh no! Hala just about kept the lead. That's 2 kills to keep him up above. There's only a couple seconds left. 5 kills left to play for as well.
A close finish. 4 now the difference. And it is coming back. Just needing a few more to try and catch up, but 1 kill to close it. They just need that final frag. 4 for the remaining of the attackers to try and turn this one back around. This final kill is actually taking a bit of time. 3 needed now. Make it 2. It's still going to go down to the wire, and it'll be D-Freeze winning it by 1. That is brutal.
100-99. I mean, at that point, and I hate to say it, but I love to say it, the Rolling Thunder triple kill with the Odin from Brian Central, the 6 kills. And he got back to back to back.
Or any other kill in the game.
To the Sheriff.
Or any other kill in the game. But yeah, that one specifically.
Brian Central saved the day. And I don't think that's ever been said
Or maybe
before.
that one death that Jack had with the Seekers.
Well, they still won, right? So, I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, true,
maybe
true.
the Seekers were traded out for the victory. So, realistically, today, we've crowned Brian Central a hero. And I didn't expect that that Ryan's alter ego would end up being the most successful part of himself. But here we go. We'll have to rename
We're going
him.
straight back in. This is lightning fast. We have got map 2, of course, it is a best of 3. So we'll see. We're going to be going into district. I wonder if anybody will change. Like, I feel like moving into the more aggressive agents might help out. I actually think Chamber might not be a bad pick. The only thing is, I feel like most of your util, other than the Operator, is basically useless. I don't think you're going to be teleporting. I don't think you have that much time. Flo's actually gone for a Yoru this time, Mitch. Thoughts?
I hate it. I detest it. I think this is, maybe there'll be a couple opportunities, but I think for the most part, you're going to end up going in and dying. Was my thought. Now, with it being Flo, maybe he's got a little bit of an extra twist to it. Maybe he's already practiced his little flashes where he's going to leave his TPs, but yeah, not a huge fan. I think the Phoenix could be good again, like not even thinking about the ultimate, more so the abilities. Like your flashes are going to be huge, self-healing. If you're getting a couple of kills and you're heating up, you can get those hot hands back, whether it's to push players back, buy some space, or to heal yourself up. I think there's some good opportunities there for this squad. I don't know about the Brimstone. That's kind of insane.
I don't know. I like the idea of like just like firing off your Molotov. Stimmy, everybody stand in a stimmy, spam people down, and orbital strike. Hey, if you know where they spawn,
it's a fair point.
You could just kill everyone off.
So you guys can see center of the screen there's a timer ticking down for the special weapons to spawn in. Good control here on the north side being played out by the red squad, Flo Ascending's team, as they look to grab a little bit of early map control and then fight those choke points. I like the idea. It has crumbled ultimately, but they've gotten a decent lead from it. It was 7-4 before Dr. Freeze stepped up.
I wonder if Yoru might, other than Sage, might actually have the worst ult for this, because you're in constant battle, so disappearing and not being able to fight for a bit doesn't really help you that much. You're better off just dying and coming back in again.
It's mostly going to be a space-taking ult, right? So yeah, I mean, this just isn't the map where you need that same kind of space-taking, even if that's what you're going for. Interesting sight here as we saw the Reyna overheal. Both were used already, and so one is now charging back up. You can see just how long it takes, though. You're not going to be able to take fights as actively as you might imagine in this sort of the game mode with those heals. That's a good thing as well. Again, plays into the pacing of the round and the space. Yeah, I don't know. Akers really trying to hold that control that they went for at the start of the round, but it ain't working out. Brian Central, my man! He's gone through with 3. I don't know what has happened to him here. He has activated 4 kills before he's taken down by the new
reckon he swapped names with someone. He's like, you go in as Brian, and I'll go in as, like, I don't know, Jack.
He's gotten a pro on his PC, hasn't he? Paid them a day rate, flown them out. All adding up here. It's an off day in Japan, you know?
Yeah, well, let's look at the ping. Who's got the highest ping? If it's Brian, then he's done it.
He flew them back home.
Oh, did he? I forgot about the bank that he had.
Yeah. It's the Ryan Central, the hit scan channel, man. They got money for days, I heard. Stacking up those P's, stacking up kills. Team Dr. Freeze just about keeping that lead for a while. It was neck and neck. 3 kill extension for them now to work with. I'm not used to measuring things by kills. It's a strange sensation. Oh, good stun, Ryan. No, that was not a good follow-up to the stun. We don't show
Ryan. He doesn't do well under pressure. That's what I'm learning.
He sees that one player spectating you in the top right corner, and a little bit of pee comes out. But look at that, he's got himself together. He's dabbed up the remaining dribbles. Now it's time to come through. A bulldog in hand. Players around the corner. There's a nice shot by him. Not a good ult. Not a good ult at all.
Oh, wait. I think CJ at the moment is on 5 kills. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Cast a curse. Dies instantly, of course.
Oh, no,
that's an Irish spray right there.
All right.
All right. I've seen that one
Keep
before.
your xenophobia for your own stream,
Was that McNuggets?
All right. There is just no need for that now. McNuggets is a good player. He had a good run, all right? He had a good run. Put some respect on a retired player.
Is he retired?
Yeah, for now, at least.
For now.
Yeah.
Okay.
6 kills, 7 kill lead. Running away with it a little bit here on the attacker side. Looks like this might be one that we end up going the time on. Remember, it was 100 kills to close. And with this one, I don't know what it is about this map. It feels a little bit more open. Like there's a little bit bigger. There's a lot more space to it. At the same time, there's a lot of angles to this middle open space that mean you're taking ranged fights. Might be why we're seeing the Guardians do so well here. 3 now for Team Dr. Freeze as they try to fight their way back up, but it's such a big gap to recover on. That's the problem they're facing.
Well, there you go, Jack. Went up with a couple, eventually traded out by the doppelganger of Jordis, who steps up as well. Still, though, Flow's team keeping in the lead, looking like we might be heading to a third map unless something changes here. Even still, though, we saw it in the last one. It's very easy to close that gap. But there you go, Tiger code up with a double. Down to just a couple at this stage. And Dr. Freeze just waiting in this quarter. Free first kill and plenty more to be found, but ultimately, that's going to level things up.
Pretty much, yeah. Just the one kill now that we saw from Acre that leaves Team Flow right up there. The kills.
There you go, Orbital Strike. Woo!
Yeah.
One kill.
Well, look, it's put him onto the ace. Maybe it's separated out the other players, the spacing being key and cleaning up the rest of this combat. Dr. Freeze is spotted, though, and now he's in a lot of trouble. Blinded up, doesn't matter, not to him.
You're going to see a showstopper and be like, oh, yeah, he was using that to take space.
Zoning. That's what it's all about, you know? Crowd control.
Oh, wait, Acre's, we've got to stick on Acre. We've got to stick on Acre. He's on 6 kills. That's the record right now. We haven't seen anybody higher than 6. Brimmy, we're looking at Brimmy. There you go. 7 kills. New record set by Acre. 8 kills. He's still going. He's on full HP as well. This is shattered Ryan Central's dreams of being the number 1. Still going with 9. I don't even know what happens when you hit a double ace. 10 kills for Acre. Just
baby.
crushing it. And his team, what? They're only 2 in the lead. He's on a 10 kill streak. Call in the heli.
11. It just still says X. He's broken the hood at this point. He shouldn't be alive this long. It shouldn't be possible. Another one on the tally. This man is unstoppable. His team are firing up, and now it looks like the end might be in sight.
14,
Finally taken down. 14 kills in a row. That's going to be a hard record to beat, let me tell you. Wow.
They need to add some kill streaks in. I'm going to be honest. There needs to be some sort of like nuke that drops if you get to 30, because it looked like he was going to go all the way. The scary thing is, he got, what, 14 kills in a row? They're not winning!
It's anyone's game,
They're
literally.
tied!
7 kills now. Oh, okay. 4 needed. 3 needed for Team Dr. Freeze to close this out. It was looking like it was Team Flow's, like it was in the bag. A couple of players were low from earlier combat. Ooh. Molly's good. Caught Dr. Freeze in the corner. Not going to be making a play this time with the Frenzy. And we're back into the lead for Team Flow. Remember, 100 kills to win. 2 needed for Team Flow to pull this across the line. And here's the push from Dr. Freeze and Northside Flurry as these teams desperately try to find that final kill. And from a 97 to what, 93 lead, they choke it out. They can't get a single extra frag on the board. Wow.
Oh, I wonder who the MVP of that game was.
Could be Brian Central, if I'm being honest.
Was it the man with the 14 kill streak on Brimstone? You doubted Brimstone, Mitch. I just want to say that.
I did.
You doubted the Brimstone. You questioned the Brimstone. And right at the top of the board,
wow.
Acre. Who's surprised?
I mean, just look at that board as well. Ridiculous. 30 kills and 14 deaths. And to know that it was a pretty close game for him. He was doing okay. And then he just had that moment. I don't know what happened. But he literally went from a guy who would have finished that game 16 and 14. Be like, yeah, middle of the board. He was all right.
They need to improve the streaks, though. I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out. Play Valorant. You need the streak needs to go past 10 because Acres managed to break that in game 2. So.
You hit 10 kills. Maybe you even get a reward like you back to full health, something like that. An overheal. I don't know.
An AWP that fires
beast
at the
mode.
rate of an Odin.
All right, now that might lead to a much bigger kill count being needed here. Yeah, we're gonna need to go up to 50 at least. Maybe just put 100 on there just in case.
I didn't say you changed the clip size.
No.
It's just like did.
Just that's it. A quick spray, and that's all you can get. All right, we're back into Agent Select again, and just looking at this position, I feel like we can expect Acre to lock in that Brim, right? He has no reason to doubt it. I don't know how different this map's going to be though, Caspa, because the way we saw the first one go down, it felt very close quarters and very chaotic. That second one though, I don't know if the teams just got a grip on themselves more so, but the pacing definitely went down.
Yeah, I think as well we've seen Flow's team have the more realization of just like, okay, we just need to pug this one out. I do think, though, that Phoenix's ult on this is not going to be great because you basically just have people running around the map. So your body being static in one place, I think you're basically just going to have to guard it. Viper's Pit just sounds hilarious, like as a concept. Just if you could just survive, sit in your pit in the corner.
Yeah.
That would just be funny. So I'm interested. If we see a Viper's Pit, I definitely want to focus on that.
Yeah, that was something I was thinking. I had it, there were a few things we were wondering earlier. I think Sage Ult is still one of them I want to know. Like, what? It's got to be the most useless thing on the planet, right? You're risking the player just dying. Maybe with them spawn trapped and you like need the guy to be up front. Like, that's the only thing I can think. But Viper was really one of the agents I'm super excited to see because in a game like this, there's so little space. One Viper's Pit could actually give you the ability to hold down close to your spawn and even run the clock down, something like that. Ooh. What in the world has just happened to start this one? I mean, we talked about Phoenix's utility. None of that was needed.
Oh, yeah, I'm starting to wonder if the mental of Team Dr. Freeze is gone, They won the first one, close in the second, but couldn't quite get over the line. Now, the really, really poor start. Brian might be getting in his own head here.
It could be. I haven't seen him pop off in a while. We haven't seen the Sheriff come back out to play. Stinger upgrade for Tycho. I like it. A huge advantage in these fights. Didn't look like it. Just about closes out the kill. Trades coming through. Leads still by Team Flow. And they'll come out of that engagement happy, extending it into a 4 lead.
How's it work with Headhunter? That's what I'm curious. Do you just every once in a while get a bullet back?
Yeah, that would be my assumption. We saw Reyna's overheal and devour bar being just left to right charge. They don't both charge separately. So I think that's how it will work. It will just be reloading over time, which sounds pretty useless to me. But maybe I'm
I think
wrong.
in the early rounds it could be quite cool. Like just instead of having like a pistol, you just get yourself a headhunter. But after that point, it kind of stopped having that much value where people are respawning with rifles every single time.
So this map is very different to the previous one we saw, right? You don't have the ability to lock down like tiny angles. So what I meant when I said there's long sight lines in the previous is there seem to be a lot of little crannies you could get yourself into that you would only be able to see a pixel or two, but you could still see a great sight line and take a fight. Here, though, it seems like middle is very open, and both extremities are as well, so you can kind of box them in and hold them in. That's what's been going well for Team Flow, as they've been able to consistently keep this control. They lost it for a moment. The fight back was good, reclaimed by this squad. The Stinger up close. This man is just, with this weapon, with anything that has high mobility, I say even a Spectre, but especially the Stinger and a Flash, I don't want to be on the same server as that man.
Okay, I think Flo is currently on an ace. He's got quite a way to go now for to be able to make it up to the 14. He's up to 6. I feel like we need some Reyna cam. I think he's still standing somewhere on the map.
Well, we'll see if he pops up again to say hello. You can see his position here. The spray is not good. Not good at all.
Level. Not even close. 6 kills. Pathetic.
Yeah, Tom will be doing that in his sleep when this comes out. Acre almost doing that here. Beautiful stuff. A triple kill out of him. We saw 2. If we can catch a little bit more. 3 players coming his way. Nice flank on, but not a lot to be said about that one. That's the return of Team Dr. Freeze. A bunch of kills. They're just behind by 6 now. 7, 8, 9.
Just
10.
Oh,
okay, 9. Well done, Brian.
Hey, he's got a judge. I'm not sure if that's my weapon of choice for this map in particular. There are some hidden angles, but it seems like a lot of the battles being taken are at range. It's gone on to the Bulldog zone. Maybe starting to step up to the plate a little bit here.
Well, they certainly need a hero in some form, whether it's Brian Central or one of the other names on the board. It has to be someone. Flow ascending in with the ace. 5 kills.
Oh.
And 10 in the lead for Team Flow. I mean, it's got to be pretty comfortable at this point, but we saw before it can slip away in a heartbeat. Nice try by Dr. Freeze, but he's caught too many bodies around this area. That could have worked out in another life.
Another knife and another time. Maybe there's an opportunity. We'll see. Flow. Empress online. Oh, managed to dodge out of there at least for a second, but eventually will go down. Brian's ult. has destroyed them and won't quite manage to convert on the rest of the kills, but even still, slowly starting to grind this one back. The lead, though, just seems too far gone. 12 kills in the lead for Team Flow after losing that first map by 1 kill, Mitch. I think they might have this one at this stage.
Yeah, this is where, especially on that blue side, I don't even know what you'll call it. I guess just constantly it's oh yeah, I guess blue versus red is good. Back to the Halo days. But the blue squad, they're in a really rough position because right now you really want to just run forward and force these fights. But at the same time, realistically, if you do that, you're going to lose most of them. At least that's the expectation. The lead now, look, 14, 15, like floating around that area. You have to be flawless in these fights, and you're just not going to be because, again, you waterfall, you snowball into this deficit as you run forward to look for fights. Brian doing well there to pick up a couple, but so much needed. A big answer, and there it is. Look, they still need to hold off against 2 more waves. They're doing it for now.
You know, Ryan's doing his best. Honestly, I'm surprised. 6 kills. It's his record, his PB. Got quite a way to go. Currently second on the board.
He got 7.
And 7, you know? He's broken his personal best. Halfway to what Aker managed to achieve, but I don't think anybody else has even come remotely close. I don't know if anybody will for the rest of the day, to be honest. And, well, I think it's clear to say that this one is done. 21 needed for D3s and only 5 on the other side. Team Flow are cruising to victory. Mayu up with 4 kills and Flow up the same. This was decimation, absolute destruction, and well, it seems like Team D3s, they were so close in that last map just to kill behind, but unfortunately it wasn't enough.
Well, I mean, crazy fun to see that as well. The first map was incredibly close. Second, incredibly close. A race right at the end, but it doesn't end that way. And you know, I think a lot of people would have guessed that Brian Central would have been on the bottom of this scoreboard, and I have to say, he has impressed me here today. He might still be in the bottom half, but you know, you gotta take the
did better
positive.
than Jack, right?
In the last map, yeah. Okay.
So basically, again, England is better than Ireland. Good to know.
Well, Tom, it's always fun. It's always fun to work alongside you with Irish players on the server. You know, really pump up my national pride. But that's.
But don't worry, maybe Spin will come by and you can try and claim him again.
I already did. He claimed himself. It's
funny. I got to hang
requested
out with,
to be claimed
Big Time, and he said to me, he's one of the most British people I've ever met. He's actually from Essex.
Oh, you know, I'm more of a. I'm a big fan of this thing called the law, Tom. And legally speaking, the man's Irish. So, I don't know about that one. Anyways, if you want to argue with the law,
he's lived there.
Go ahead. Well. It was taken away at a young age, and we found him. Our brother is home. That's all I need to know. Right, Tom. That has been fun. Kicking off the first team deathmatch. I think, you know, getting used to how it looks, how the maps feel. We'll be back with a little bit more, bunch more games coming up. But for now, we're gonna toss it off to a break. We'll see you in a little bit.
I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Beyond infinity and back again. I'm to them. Young dog and I talking. You know once in the shine, don't vex when you get married. Me nah make trouble stress my brain. Cut checks me, I cut to the chase. Start never second hand, never second hand, never stopping for a second, talking up on the line. Look a jump and sound, I go try and make statement. Don't test my patience.
like a Hellcat. Like a hell. Like a Hellcat.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Tape my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption, eat faster to waste oxygen.
clovers in my pocket. Scanning like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on day. Dreams got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep. Wondering how to make a play all night.
Back. Welcome back, folks. Time to dive on in. We've got our second game ready to roll. Seems like Static and Flares were, well, they were very excited to play here, Tom. They dove straight on in, and we've got our agent select on your screen. This is making a lot more sense. Again, the chamber, I don't know, but the rest of it, I'm 100% behind. I think this duelist kind of comp is exactly what I expected to see today. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Neon. Neon is one where I think just having the finger blasters, as they're so called, I think will be very valuable. Just something you can throw in, especially if you get the kills early enough when people are still using like pistols, SMGs. Blade Storm plays into that as well. Tour de Force. There's a lot of damage that you can do in these early rounds. So I'll be intrigued. I actually quite like the Breach. I think Rolling Thunder's a good one, and actually the Fade as well. Like I think that could be an interesting choice coming out from Greg, and I'm surprised he hasn't gone for Neon and driven it around like a car at full speed with the boost, but it's not going to be happening this time.
No, it won't. I guess for him, it makes a lot more sense to play the Seekers, or not the Seekers, the Prowlers, I should say. When you're using that Prowler, it's a lot like using one of the rocket cars. If you have no boost, right? Left and right turns only. He can sort of control it from behind. It makes a lot of sense to his little vehicular mind. So
Yeah.
I can understand that for sure. Again, seeing the Breach, I don't know that it brings value, but I don't know that it really matters with the frequency of abilities. We've seen some impact from it. Sure.
I think just have him Rolling Thunder. I think that's all it is. You need Rolling Thunder and then just shoot. I think that's the majority of what TDM is. I think if you focus too much, like the amount of times I saw like Dr. Freeze die, like trying to TP into something, it's like, yeah, he's going for the clips, but it's not helping him out using the abilities. And one of the times we saw Aker die, he was trying to put smokes down.
Yeah, I think one of the problems I'll note on it is that if you have Rolling Thunder, capitalizing on it is a big thing, right? And I think on this map and on any of these maps, the width of it isn't going to be enough that there can't be a player sneakily in the side, and you stand to lose a lot. I don't mind it maybe if you have like, if you imagine no chamber on team players and instead they've got a Neon, or they've got a Breach there instead of the chamber, so they've got the Neon to back it up and take the space afterwards, stuff like that. I think there's a lot of really interesting compositions that you can run when it comes to this, and we'll see how the meta evolves over time. For now, we're seeing a pretty significant lead, but as we've already seen earlier on in this tournament, they don't last long. They're very fickle. They can quickly exchange hands, but well, it looks like Azaki's going a little ham to start. It was.
This is the time where the Headhunter can actually have some value. Hazard as well, you know. I would say we've got to support the fellow casters, but I'm probably not going to do that for Neokai, so why lie? Well, we'll see how that goes for them. Already though, Izaki's still going strong. Again, I don't think Phoenix is actually one of the better choices. I don't think there's going to be too many times to use the ult. I also like the idea of seizing players, but I feel like again it's going to be very sort of position orientated, whether or not you can actually find a multitude of players. Maybe if you can work out the spawns and catch some players. I don't know if there's any form of spawn protection when you first come in to stop you getting hit,
there's barriers. So each team has a spawn. If you look on the map, left side is blue spawn, right side is red spawn.
You could just throw it outside the barrier. And C's would still catch someone if they're just about to come out.
Right, yeah, sure.
Okay, so that little thing fades instantly. That's what I mean. Like, did they have like a split second where they can't take damage or something? Like the little blue glowy thing, but it fades the second you go through the barrier.
Yeah, which I think is fair. That's the way it should be. Otherwise, you get some, like you're saying, some tricky situations on your hands with people throwing the abilities in and not hitting, or hitting and then they fade back through, all that. Nice little flurry of frags for Static. The squad 6 kills up in the lead, and this is where we start to get serious. Coming to the end of stage 2, some heavier weapons will be available online. Pickups are going to be refreshing soon as well. You can see those weapons right around 14 seconds left on the mid spawn, 15 on top. We'll see what's waiting for them there. Nice stuff for Josie. Couple of good kills on the Neon. 3 up, and that's going to bring them close to equalized. Good chance to extend it. Oh, no.
Yeah, I think someone to definitely keep an eye on is going to be Static. He is someone that, from following him on Twitter, I've realized that he is somewhat of an E-data. So maybe finishing top of the board here will get him enough clout to earn... earn the clout to find himself someone to love. You know, it might be possible, so keep an eye on him. He's going to be try-harding, I'm sure.
Well, you've already seen that. Look at him actually playing the map. This is starting to look like we're looking at one of the pro Halo games right now. I'm kidding, we've got a mini-map. But he's actually gone over and picked up the spawned weapon, a Vandal. And look at it, already tearing the head off Scythe as he looks for a little more control. Good flash to start. No flash online now, though. Dry Peek's on the corner. Doesn't matter to Static. He is farming right now. 3 quick kills, Seeker's out. And that's giving him some information, but he was just too low to do anything with it.
I wonder if a single Sky will use their heal in the entirety of this tournament.
No.
I'd almost be annoyed if they did.
Yeah, I guess it's, you know, you're not going to have that much time on your hands. You know, no, Neokai. Once you get out there, you're out playing with the big boys.
Please hold me.
You know, we haven't quite seen what we talked about a little earlier, which was about spawn camping. One of the things I kind of said as a throwaway, and I didn't know that we were going to actually get to see it, but right there, Static definitely had them boxed in. Despite that, though, Tom, you're seeing the downside of that. The team can rally together, take a fight on one angle as 5 when they come out.
Just like in Overwatch.
Exactly, yeah. So you just don't want to push it too far, and that's kind of what we saw, where immediately the kills came back. Flares were back into things, and they were just 6 behind that lead. But it hasn't gotten away from them just yet. Still within grasp for sure.
Dragon and Hazard, you know, fragging away. It's going all right. Obviously, Neokai did again. He picked the Phoenix. I feel like that's someone who didn't really know what they had planned, but we'll see. Hazard running it down. They're not the greatest ult I've ever seen. I think didn't connect onto anybody, and if it did, they didn't manage to capitalize on the kills, and eventually goes down. In fact, again, it's those duelists starting to catch back up, but right now, Mitch, the team with those duelists is losing.
Wow, they're not winning their duels, and I think that pretty much says it all. Gregan, no chance here. The Seas goes out. He's got a peek on top of the boxes, surely, but even getting up there, he'll lose his life. All he's doing instead is letting his teammates come up to help him, but they're not much help, falling in every single fight. Team Flares, the duelists now, starting to get a grip on things at last. Fast lane down, and a kill through it for Static. Not bad. Flash around, fight up close, good for 1, and there's the second. 3 in total this life.
Someone just slid into his DMs after that.
He needs to reload on this. No, he's not able to get one. Head ripped off.
And they just deleted it.
The message was deleted. Never know what was said.
Unsend for everyone.
Yeah, 2 kills between.
I haven't seen anybody really get on that much of a streak yet. I'm looking to see if anybody can beat Acre's 14 kills in a row. I genuinely will be surprised if anybody else even manages to get to 10. Organize, well, there's one of the ults we spoke about that can do a little bit of damage, but Team Static slowly getting the way. Nice shot from Sky. And now with the greatest ult, Empress online. Oh, well, there goes Overdrive. Static up to 4, 5, okay. We need a static cam, and I don't mean one that's stationary.
Unless it's stationary on that player. I'll take that. But he's gone. He's dead and dealt with for now. Saw the Empress fall during his streak. 3, 4 kills in the lead. Turn that up to 5. If Team Static can actually capitalize on this, I mean, they haven't pushed past the halfway mark, and they've already put together a 7-kill streak for the squad. Keep it going now, and that could take them all the way to the end. We're in the final stage. The weapons are most certainly out. We've already seen these Vandals for quite a while, but since kind of the last 30 seconds or so, the control was in Static's favor. Now it's swapped over, and Flares are right back on it, trying to take some space of their own, and Static's out. He is trapped on one side of the map by himself, and I think his team need to hurry up and get to him. Otherwise, he's about to go down to a double swing, you'd imagine. Somehow carving himself out a spot to stay alive in.
So it's interesting. I'm looking at how the heal works. It seems like it's not instant. It, like, slowly heals you over a small period, so You can actually get caught if you're just trying to like camp the heals. There's something you see quite a bit in like Quake. If you're holding around that position. 97! Flares has taken the lead in the last few seconds. It might be about to slip away. Nice shot from Organized. Bringing it home even all the way. One more kill needed for Static, and they've stolen it right at the end. In the lead for the majority, but they almost let it slip.
You could see at the end there, both of those teams, they stopped. They came out of their spawns, 5 players on each side, and they just sat for a moment, holding down the angles. Red Squad had a guy up pretty close to them, so they push up to him. And they try to make that final stand, that big fight, but when they swing in, the whole squad's waiting for them. Really nicely done.
There's 2 Phoenixes. I can't... Who's the one at the bottom? It's like, which is the Phoenix that's right,
Neo kills?
Kai?
Neo kills? Neo Kai.
No kills?
Ah, okay,
no kills.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, basically no kills for Neo Kai. At the end of the day, he tried his best, but really, at the end of the day,
it wasn't enough.
Not everybody can live up to Ryan Central's breach, Tom, and I think that's something that will keep Neo Kai awake at night.
Yeah, like basically, he is worse than Ryan.
He's worse on a Phoenix than Ryan is on a breach. Let that sink in.
Ooh, that's not something you really want said out loud ever. That might be enough for Mitch to veto playing with you. That's really.
I might never talk to you again, Neokai, after what I just saw. But you know what? Luckily for Neokai, it's not done yet, right? They have more maps to play on. 2
they have
more,
a chance.
at least 1.
Redemption.
Yeah, do you think he'll get it? Do you think this is his redemption arc? This is where Neokai comes out and just surprises us all, drops 50, and wins the game for the squad?
I don't know if he's got the mental for it, honestly.
Mental.
He seems quite weak-minded. Like
Team Deathmatch is a big mental game as well.
Conviction,
it's a marathon, not a sprint here in Team Deathmatch.
Just a human being, to be honest.
He's just pathetic.
I'm sorry,
honestly. They just went hard on the guy. Neo, I love you, bro. All right. The end of those blast days, I hung out with you. Tom didn't. So I guess it says it all.
Wait, we know this guy? No, I'm kidding.
All right. Well, this guy's just violating you right now. I hope
chatting with him today.
I hope he's dropping a 40 just to make you eat your words, Tom. But somehow I don't think he will be.
Nothing could be worse than my Masters prediction, so it's fine.
You know what though, Tom? We talked a little bit about the agents going into it. We saw our Phoenix there. How do you feel? Oh, so far, what's the takeaway for you?
I want to kill
the number 1 agent. Why do you want to kill Joy?
Because I want to see how people use the lockdown. It just seems fun. A lockdown coming in. But we're going to be going into the next game. I'll be curious to see it. I don't mind the idea of Fade. I think Fade is actually quite a good one because Seize is not bad. You can just throw the end, catch a few players, lower their health. And then the ult, I feel like it's better than Rolling Thunder in the fact that it will just injure people and remove their sound. So it's like low HP people with no sound for a few seconds. And it's something you can just throw out instantly and you don't really have to like deal with it at all. I feel like Sky is decent for the flashes, probably the best in terms of flashes, but I did see once or twice someone trying to use the Sky Dog and I was like, all right, now you're just being silly. It's like you basically just made it so that you can't move for a few seconds. I think that's about it. If Gregan's actually going to lock in Cypher here, he's trolling.
Yeah, I cannot see any benefit for a
sit
Cypher.
In your cam, Gregan. Sit in your cam.
This is where someone's going to come out and be like, actually, there's some really good angles you can trapwire and make sure they don't spawn, kill you, or
Aker
flank you.
It. If Aker's not playing it, then no one should be.
If we're being realistic, I'm going to give you one argument that I could hear Gregan using. It's that people are not going to be looking for trapwires in this game. People are not clearing angles in the same way. People ain't going to be following into a site on the back of Seekers or on the back of Prowlers or anything like that. They're just going to be running. So maybe if you have a setup, you can catch them. But how the hell are you going to set that up?
Yeah,
maybe the 2 seconds when you spawn trap them.
No one else is going to be using like smokes or anything. So it's not even like you could have like a smoke and a trip or something that you're going to be seeing through the util. They're just going to be stood in the open looking at you.
But you can put a cage on your trap as well. You could,
but then you need a whole setup for a single kill.
Yeah, but maybe that's the idea. The 4 of you fight the southern side. I lock down the north. It's not something that I think.
Dizzy could be quite good on this map, though. I think with how people are just running around, they're not really going to be looking to shoot at Dizzy. So you can leave people completely blind.
That's one other thing I was thinking earlier. if you think about how frequently he can have that ability online, if he stands passive and fires the flash up in the air behind a wall, it's going to blind them, and then it falls back down on top of him like you would on Haven.
You're already thinking
to clear
too much
long.
team play. You've gone too far.
Very true.
No one's playing. I think it's a one thing. You throw it.
Hold
it's
on.
gone.
Cypher's gone one side. The rest of the team's gone the other. Here's the setup. They're actually doing it. They're doing exactly what we said they probably
with all that
wouldn't
util
do.
he hasn't got yet.
And now he's dead.
He doesn't get his
He's gonna put his
util
camera.
that quick.
He was going to put his camera up. You saw him with the cam in hand, and he heard the
That's
steps.
stupid.
He's locking
you
down-
don't have any trips or any cages, and then you're solo one side of the map.
Map control, and they
Right.
controlled it very well.
It works so well.
Well, there is certainly something to be said for zoning, but you know what, Tom? If you think you know better, you go on the server. I think you would do better than the Cypher value. I don't know what that was. I believe Static used some sort of force powers on him there. It looked like a battle with Vader. Yeah, one thing that you have to remember at home is just hearing from Silva is net is okay, but there's an issue on the server. This is what happens
What I heard
with
is that
playtests.
Zilv is lagging and that it's all his fault. I think.
Yes.
I think that's what I heard.
Zilv is trolling us. He actually
Where's
has a dongle right now that he's using from Tokyo. It's actually
I've seen
he's
his
over there.
dongle. It's huge.
I've seen his. All right. All right. Well, I don't know if that was the burst fire setting on the Ares. It certainly looked like it, but I didn't know that was installed. Still, these things happen. At the end of the day, for Team Flares, they're capitalizing on the smooth gameplay on their side as they've managed to push this up 25-18. A good lead for them if they can maintain it. Oh my goodness, this is.
For anybody who didn't know, Neokai actually has dial-up internet. He lives in the 1990s. So
I don't think it's just Neokai here. I think that's...
it is. That is just Neokai.
Ah, okay. Ah, little
He
fellow.
specifically uses AOL broadband, and that's why he's struggling right now. That was an interesting peek coming out from Skype there. It was the classic run around the corner and don't shoot. He thought he was playing Yoru and tried to fake him out, but he was playing Omen, unfortunately.
Yeah, a common mistake that has been made many times in the past and realistically will be made many more times. One accolade that will be hard to find is our first knife kill when it comes to TDM. I don't imagine we're going to see all too much of that.
I think that's how they should have made it. Like in gun game, it should be
Final
that you
kill.
have to end it with a knife.
I think that, or you get 5 to 10 kills for a knife kill. 5.
I think it's
5.
too
'Cause
much. It's too much.
You think? I think how often out of 10 times that let's say your teammate or you've already tagged someone, all right, it's the first thing, and you're a Neon or a Jet or a Raze. How often out of 10 times do you think you
Also,
get that kill?
If every time you get a knife kill, that means Jet would get loads of kills.
A melee kill. There you go. Because then anyone using a baseball bat or that knife that's basically the seat of a bicycle, the ion knife, you'd be chilling.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. I always liked. There was a PDM in another game where basically it was done via lives, and it was once you get to 0, there was 25 lives per team. Once you get to 0, everybody gets 1 life. And then it created this really exciting thing of like people trying to clutch out like TDM games. I'd love to see a game mode with something like that. It's
Be interesting.
so much fun because right now it's like this is much more fast paced, but that was just sort of the really cool element at the end. It was like a clutch factor moment where it's like, okay, they have 3 lives left, I have 1, I've got to now try and be smart with my lives.
So to quickly touch on where we're at, 21 kill lead for Team Flares. This is looking pretty dominant. We have a question in chat from Dernilflux saying, what is this, basically? He's just joining now. Hello, first of all. For those of you that don't know, this is the new game mode in Valorant, Team Deathmatch. There's 3 maps that come along with it, sort of a mix and match of various different aspects of maps that already exist in the game and a few assets and everything thrown around to make these cool little scrappy maps for you to fight on. And this is an influencer tournament, so we have a bunch of influencers here, 8 teams playing a bunch of different games in a group stage, and then there'll be a finals playoff later on tonight. BO 3. So first to 100 kills. There's also a time frame. There's different stages in the game. It starts out with pistols and gradually heats up. There's pickups. You can see on the map there, and Odin on the top is in white on the mini map that you can pick up, and down the bottom as well as it's mirrored, obviously, judges in the middle for whoever's crazy enough to take that.
I've just seen it. Just seen the Cypher ult.
Huge. You know, information in this game, such a pivotal factor.
See, a minute ago I was looking and Static had 20 kills and everyone else on his team had 9 or less. So it's not looking great. I think that's one of the hardest attempted carries I've ever seen. Even still, Neokai is almost the bottom fragger in the game, even with everybody else on the other side doing that badly.
And obviously for you guys at home, you know, when it comes to this is the test client, right? So this is an influencer event, a play test where they're ironing out any issues that exist. So there are things like this. You can see a lot of the kills are a little bit laggy, like maybe whatever's happening here. I don't know what. I don't know what I just
in God
witnessed.
mode for a second.
It popped his ult, bro. Like, it's not his character's ult. His ult just became the server. But yeah, we're about to see Team
it's
Flares
done.
close
It's
this
done.
one out. I think maybe we won't see it. The bullet might never leave the gun, but it'll find a victim. Yeah, it's Neokai. Ah, it's not Neokai. He's robbed of the final kill. Yeah, look, a little
He's
bit
just the
messy.
best support player we've ever seen. That's what it was, you know. He definitely did not get
All about
hard
the
carried.
assists.
He just, and we'll ignore the assists. Let's not look at them because I might be wrong.
We don't need to. We don't need to. I think we know everything we need to know about
Yeah, of
Neokai's
course.
skill level coming in here today.
Also,
and,
Gregan finished right near the bottom of the board on the Cypher. Or, in fact, at the bottom of the board.
At the bottom.
Whoever could have guessed that wouldn't work?
it was himself and Neokai tied bottom of the board. The one thing I'll say is that Gregan actually had double the assists that Neokai did. So
That's kind of embarrassing.
the breach really not hitting its mark.
Also,
let's
Neokai,
say.
the guy who's commentating Valorant against Gregan, the Rocket League commentator and analyst. Although I will say, Gregan does play and like a lot of Valorant, but a little bit embarrassing for Neokai. Don't worry, though. The other games he likes are also FPSs, so, you know, definitely not embarrassing at all, is it?
It's definitely even less embarrassing with you bringing it up and just itemizing his history and experience.
you know.
That's what I love to see. Here's our group standings. On the left is Group A, and on the right is Group B. You can see the teams and where they're currently sat at. We've had two 1s over in Group A, or as we just witnessed, the 2-0 group of Group B. And we got the Flares game up against Static. And now, listen, we're moving into the last phase of it. And we're going back over to Group A for our closing game of the group stage. It's going to be
There's one
Team
more map of
Flow.
this, right?
Oh, that was not a 2-0. Of course, sorry. I looked
Yeah,
at
it
the
wasn't.
top and saw 2-0.
Oh,
of course, the game is still ongoing.
Pay attention.
So we have another map of this. And then Flow versus Marcus. But what I wanted to get out of that was your opinion on the Flow versus Marcus game, Tom. Which one of those teams do you think is the favorite that we'll see a little
Meg
later on?
sounds like egg, and I am an egg, so
Right, it's all adding up.
yeah. Obviously,
So you're gonna
I
vote-
believe that Meg is going to drop 50 kills.
Wow. And I mean, look, Andrew was the squad that I had chosen. And yet, as we can see here on the board, they did unfortunately suffer a loss to Team So Marcus, which is
Exactly, you know. I always knew.
it's a grave shame for me and my
The
bloodline.
thing that's
but
amazing as well, though, is that Team Sir Marcus are somehow like managing to just run away with this by being not only second in their group, but also fourth.
there you go. An impressive feat.
And Flares is also second and third. So they're doing incredibly well.
They are.
Playing more games than
Remarkable
anyone else.
performance. Remarkable performance. They're both plus and minus 2.
Some could say this is a life lesson.
But yeah, so I think at this point we're getting towards the halfway mark, I think, of the night. And from what we're seeing so far, is there a takeaway best agent, Tom? Is there genuinely a number one? I'm gonna scroll through some of the scoreboards that we've seen. Even see like we had Jet in the first game. You have a Brimstone up there. I mean, things are all over the
I
place.
think
A Phoenix.
Sky seems to be a pretty good one. Like
Sky,
I feel like
yeah,
the
I'm seeing
flashes are
there.
pretty strong. And I don't know. I feel like people are just it seems to be just the people with the best aim. I'll be honest. Like
That's
I've
crazy.
seen quite a
Yeah,
few
in a team deathmatch.
successes with Omen, but then I've not really seen much success with the Omen abilities. It's almost like those people playing Omen just happen to be good. I think that definitely helps. I actually quite like the Breach. I'll be honest. I think mostly just because I don't think most of the Breaches are using any utility other than the Rolling Thunder when they get it. And it basically just stuns up some of the opponents when you see them. And in comparison to a lot of the other stuff that, again, once, like, for example, Neon's ult, once you already have rifles online, it ain't that good. And by the end, everybody has rifles all the time. So it's not going to do too much. I'd say Empress is pretty decent just for the extra heals. Bladestorm even is okay, but I don't... The main sort of perk of Bladestorm is elevation, which on this map doesn't seem to be the greatest thing in the world because there's so much cover, so it's quite difficult.
Well, we've got Piazza coming up next. This is, I mean, no points for guessing that this one's mixed up with a bit of a scent. You can tell that by Lydia's flat rooftops that she developed. Again, this is a terrible system. You're just going to get waterlogged all year round. Not a chance that you're maintaining that structural integrity past 5 years, but maybe it's a much sunnier climate than where I'm used to. So this is definitely a mix of ascent.
Well, if this was in Ireland, it'd be underwater, so you know.
Wouldn't be your roof that's flooding.
Do
It's
you know
everywhere
what
else.
There's light, so that's how you know it's
Wow,
not an island. The sun is shining. That I can't see. There's only a few clouds in the sky,
and they're at the same elevation as the. Do you even call them clouds at that point, or are they just fog? Because I guess if you bring the ground to a cloud, the cloud is
I think
fog?
you're thinking about this too much again.
I think so. But now I need answers. A cloud is just thick fog, right? That's all it is. Same consistency. Unless I'm greatly misunderstanding what fog is. But Tom, I've lost everything.
Rain?
Can fog rain? Well, it depends. What is rain? Rain is water that's condensed in a cloud, right? And then fallen.
Isn't that exciting?
And
Damn,
it condenses on your
seconds.
window.
I just don't think that you could ever
raining
really
without the
come
fall.
up with the rest of your
It's
point
not
in the
rainfall, but it's
5
rain.
seconds. So
yeah, I can.
Unfortunately, we're just
it
gonna have
does
to
rain.
leave this one for later and go into the final.
We've already
map of our
concluded
game. I was really interested to hear what you had to say about fog and rain, but unfortunately,
I somehow think you
wouldn't
weren't,
want to
Tom.
do that to the influencers.
I'm starting to get the feeling that you weren't that interested, Tom. If I'm being honest with you. That's hurt my feelings. Zaki, nice little
look,
sneak through
Gregan's
the
playing
smoke.
the Sova. I can see a Hunter's Fury. I hope he uses the drone.
Things are looking good here. We just saw finger guns used, but it wasn't a neon ult. So one of my favorites, the nade on its way. A nade back. Now here we go. Okay, second nade not used. It's not beta. Or was it beta? It was beta when Raze came out, right? Yeah. I always question myself about the good old days. But 10-8. We're sitting in a good spot for Team Static. Realistically, though, those 2 kills don't mean much. Oh, hello.
Oh! Go on, Gregan. Oh, nice try, Hazza. You got killed by Neokai. That's embarrassing. There's only going to be about 4 more of those.
I think he's just... you ever seen Wanted? Wanted is where they can spin the bullets around the corners, right? I'm pretty sure that's what we've just witnessed. Fair play. A little bit more for Organized. A few 3Ks ongoing for this squad right now, and that's why Team Static are way up in the lead. A 10-kill lead. And a shock dart kill from Gregan. The man has lineups in this game. I don't believe it. It was just kind of thrown out. Yeah, too much. Too much from this guy.
Very good early lead picked up by Static. That's the thing. I feel like we haven't seen many teams manage to sort of dissolve what has been like a 10+ kill lead. So luckily early enough in the game where it is still a possibility, but it seems like Static is, well, somewhat stunned himself, but looking to get that a little bit more aggressive, pick up the pace from what we've seen from him over the last couple maps and
Oh, well, a nice kill from Gregan to put him up to 4 as he continues to...
I think he's almost got as many kills as the entirety of the last map. I'm just saying,
I think you're bang on.
He has! He has! He got 11 on the Cypher, and he's got 11 already, and there's still 7 minutes left.
He's getting assist after assist with the recon as well there. I mean, just fragging up points,
the recon
farming them. Yeah, well, Gregan is. That's all you need to know.
Who's shooting it down?
Oh, actually, shoot it. I understand you. It's like, I don't know, man. The guy you just saw do it, maybe? Yeah. I don't know how to help you with that one. But yeah, this very stark contrast to what we saw in the previous map, where Team Flares with kills in the lead. Now that accolade goes to Team. Oh, gonna have to be quite a big recovery for as you can see, some issue de technical, as they would say. Don't have any of these in Pacific. They actually never had a tech pause all season long. And that's what you love about VCT
I think it was
Pacific.
playoffs. I think you mistook the quote. I think they didn't have one in playoffs.
Yeah, that could be it. That could be it.
Because they definitely did have them during the regular season. Because I sat through 2 hours of one of them.
I remember waking up one day and being like, "Oh, Tom's probably finished," and then I just opened my phone and was like, "Oh, the second match hasn't started yet. Good, good. Tom's having a good night."
The thing is, the great thing about something like this happening is it creates illusion. I don't know who's going to win. It could be anyone. Static
That's
might have
true.
pulled off the best play. Neokai might be top fragging. Like that's a world that we probably don't live in, but we could live in. That Neokai has pulled off. Maybe he's got a 15 kill streak and we never saw it.
Well, it seems that
or not.
What happened was our observers net has completely gone down. So we're going to have to reset all that, get ourselves on the server for, I guess, the next game then. Because unless Zilv's back and can rejoin, that's an unlooko. It was not even at the halfway mark, so it's hard to guess. But was it 20 kill lead for Team Static, right? That will be tough to throw, but possible at the same time. I guess we should go to a break though, because we can't get back into the lobby right until we move to the next map. So for now, we'll work on figuring this out and getting it ironed up. We'll see you soon.
I was running road so many nations. Even when it's so sweet, I end up seeing red. Is it such a ghostly revelation? I may have fucked up all my chances. Yeah. And we ain't sleeping on the floor again. We never sleeping on the floor again. For the ones who didn't make it out, for the ones that didn't see the light, for the ones that never cared, never gave a thought, found no happiness in that brand new car or the house you bought. I see you talking about the love you lost, and it was gone like way before you ever thought it was. Yeah, I took my time, no quick ones, quick run, quick gas to get back there. Hot roads, I didn't think I'd come back fierce, cause I was running roads so many nations. Even when it's so sweet, I end up seeing red. Is it such a ghostly revelation? I may have fucked up all my chances. Fucked up all my chances. And we are never feeling cold again. And we are never feeling cold again. But I can't act like it's easy. It's hard to preach. Cause I've been burning trees and watching fall. If we cannot breathe out, we go forward. Sure, I was searching for cure. Fishing a little wildlife. And when I'm low on fuel, I'll still be running till my back broke. Halfway, lost hope, and I'll check it. Hard roads, I didn't think I'd come back fast. Cause I was running roads so many nations. Even when it's so sweet, I end up seeing red. Is it such a ghostly revelation? I may have fucked up all my chances. Fucked up all my chances. Been around the globe, looked around, nothing fitted. Seen high and lows, but you won't even get it. Been around the globe, think it's time to admit it's not the end, but the road, and you won't even get it. Been around the globe, looked around, nothing fitted. Seen high and lows, but you won't even get it. Been around the globe, think it's time to admit it's not the end, but the road. I was running roads so many nations. Even when it's so sweet, I end up seeing red. Is it such a ghostly revelation? I may have fucked up all my chances. Fucked up all my chances. Yes, I was running. I know. I know.
Maybe I'm colorblind. Don't know where I lost the colors. I only see black and white. Come to think of it, but it all comes back when the moon gets low, dancing in the afterglow. And when the room starts spinning and my eyes are closed, feeling like I'm not alone. Cause there's a ghost in the machine. I only see you when I go to sleep. I build a wall under the sheets, and when I'm dreaming that you're here with me, I close my eyes, keep us alive. Someone please turn off the lights. Cause there's a ghost in the machine. I only see you when I go to sleep. There's a ghost in the machine. see you when I go to sleep. I build a wall under the sheets. And when I'm dreaming that you're here with me. There's a ghost in the
You know, funny, Tom, that our producer just said sting for the stinger. When I was stinging you on Bubble League during that break, 1-0 we left on the score, and we'll update you later if that proceeds further. For now, I am winning, and I think that's all that needs to be known.
How many hours you got in that game?
Too many. Just don't ever play me on. I don't even remember. Sylv, you remember what that game was? The hockey one with the little hockey sticks. You spin the guy around. God, it's amazing. It's a beautiful game.
I think it was called No Life. Something like that.
Yes, yeah. So that is the symptom that I got from it, anyways. Slapshot, that's the one. Slapshot, what a game! Probably 5 people play that in the world, and I'm their nightmare. So, Tom, when it comes down to this matchup, Flo versus Marcus, we had your vote in earlier, and it's funny because you seem very keen to vote for Meg. Sounds like Egg, but
yes,
talk to me about the drawback of their team because you've been constantly mentioning that maybe she'll be dragged down by So Marcus.
Yeah, you know, just the same as in life. Meg has taken the sacrifice that nobody else was willing to take, which is partnering up with Marcus outside of game and inside of game. I don't know why she has done this to herself.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure in the past, and this is genuinely true, she's requested not to be on Marcus's team. It seems like
up this time, Meg.
Someone didn't allow that to happen. Maybe it was because last time I think she got paired with Ryan, and you know. Grass is
she
greener,
doesn't
they
like
say,
bald
but
men.
not in that case.
Yeah, she's really not a fan of bald men. And, you know, I mean, that time that Marcus, and he was inspired by you and Ryan. So I believe he went full bald
Gecko
as well. And Gecko. Yeah, I mean, a bit. He really reminded me more of yourself, I have to say. But let's talk about the other ways you're similar. In-game skill. I think, actually.
I am radiant. That's true.
That's quite an insult to Marcus. Yeah, he's going to hate me for that one.
I think he managed to make like top 10 radiant this season, whereas I haven't played a game. But skill-wise, I think we're the same, honestly. We're just the same. Like, mine is the unknown of how good I would be, whereas his is him actually being good. But other than that, exactly the same in skill level.
Well,
at least that means one of us is radiant level, isn't it, Mitch?
Well, you know, I'll get there eventually. You know, that's the thing. New accounts or something. It has to happen. I got the immortal. Right. That's basically the same thing. I'm fine. Team Flo, on the other hand, we've seen them play already today. They looked pretty good. Had the reverse sweep up against DeFreeze. Do you feel like Meg sounds like Egg and the gang are up for the challenge? It's all right,
Meg's
Alexa.
got this. 50 kills minimum.
It's okay, Alexa. It's all right. Relax. All right. So we're into agent select. And I think at this point, we already know we're going to see the Reyna from So Marcus, Mo Sarkis, as he's going by on the server. Disappointing, to say the least.
Yeah, especially as someone who's become a bit of a Gecko one-trick. I didn't realize that they have fake Ananas on their team as well. I don't know if that's someone... Oh, it's a late sub. That's a very unfair late sub. I'm very confident in my pick now, actually. With them adding in fake Ananas. What? Okay, you've got another player who plays into like the Radiant level. That's unbelievable. balanced, some would say.
Very, very balanced. And I mean, yeah, once Fake playing a Phoenix, just a great agent if you're slightly above some of the other skill levels on the server. To be honest, though, I'm not sure that that's the case. Team Flow really were packing the punch pound for pound last time that we saw them. And moving on into this map, well, we'll see if they've got that punch wound up, ready to go. What are the abilities on the map? It's just the heal and the ult orbs, that's all. Then gun spawns pop up after. It's the fact they're only there when barriers are down. I hadn't noticed before. I hadn't noticed they were there when barriers were down.
Oh. Obviously our record, 15 kills. Marcus seems like he's going for it
14.
already. 4 kills right off the bat. Well, yeah, I guess to break the record, you have to get 15.
Understood. Not a bad start.
26. Kind of bad, I'll be honest.
I mean, it is most of the...
from a Radiant player.
His whole team had 7 kills coming out of that play. So, you know, all things considered, not a bad leg up for them to have. So, as we...
down to you two.
Jimothy...
This is obviously Jim trying to sandbag the fact that they've got a couple of top tier players. It's just like, you know, I've got to make it fair by trolling.
I want to see him use the TP, though. I don't want to see any fakes. I don't want to see anything like that. I want to see him just go for it, send it 100%. Not like that. I want to see him hit some shots when he does it. Right now, tied
also
up 14.
a little bit unfair that Mo Sarkis's team actually has 2 Fnatic professional players. These might not be players that you've necessarily heard of. Of course, for anybody who doesn't know, Sarah is actually just Durka on an alt account, so you should expect pretty big things.
Makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I was wondering this whole time where that aim was coming from, and I guess Durka's just throwing away the pro contract here. This is his new home.
Fnatic, what do you mean? He's
But
busy.
Doesn't need to play regular VCT anymore.
It's not like he's playing literally in a matter of hours or something. You
know? No. I don't think he is going to play now. I think he's all in TDM, and you know, really, you got to respect him for the choice.
They're actually playing on the next day, so they're all right. Day off.
Well, there you go. It's probably not pracking before those games at all. I think at this point, you know, Team Flow, they've managed to grab the lead, but holding on to it is a whole different story. I kind of like that Marshall. I messed with it. I used the Wasteland Vandal, but I never thought about the Marshall. Starting to give it some consideration. Getting up close to their spawn, not really a great idea.
Skins, don't you? I don't think you've spent very much.
Haven't got very, very many.
How many Vandal skins have you got? Paid ones?
I believe the 5th. Molly, great
more
Molly.
Than 5.
it's
please the 12th.
I'm going through a list in my head. Honestly, I'm going like 12. And I'm like, no, I think it's more than 12. 13. No, I think it's more than 13. And I'm getting more and more sad as I go up in the numbers. So just going to forget I ever thought of that. And instead, look at this wonderful engagement. Fake and Anas going crazy with the ace. 5 kills. The lead is still not theirs.
Yeah,
they're behind by
losing.
3, behind by 2. But that lead's starting to get closer and closer to being theirs. 1 behind now, and Flares hasn't moved off the mark. In fact, now they're caught up on equalized. 1 kill. Finally, Flow ascending, the one to find it. Fake and Anas down to 59. There's a wall to work with. Could be used to heal up some of that missing health, block them out from taking the fight. Instead, it's going to go right back into the hands of Team Flares.
I like the attempt. It's almost like in like old COD lobbies where you just throw a nade over the map in an attempt to get a kill.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what Meg's just done, utilizing the Mosh.
Acre
again, 6 kills on the board in a row. Let's see if he can keep it going. I feel like he is he's very good at staying alive. Like, he's going to have the best KD in the server, but might not necessarily win the game. But for now, it seems to be working out. And Timothy's got another knife kill.
He's done it! I mean, we asked about it on the stream. When would be the first one we got to see? And I didn't think that was going to be an accolade claimed here today. But, oh, wow. I guess he was blinded. So 62 to 55 coming into the final stage, just starting it now, 5 minutes on the clock. And you know, this stage is obviously, as we've seen, a lot lengthier than the rest. Just getting up to this stage is pretty much costing us 4 minutes, and then this one goes for 5.5. So quite a while to linger
getting
around on this
close.
fourth and final stage, and with the scoreline equalizing, that's where the pressure starts to build. You want to make a play, you want to get back to a comfort zone, but for now, that just ain't happening.
Every time it seems to get close, the comeback occurs. Fake Anana's still going, 7 kills in a row. Getting close to our second place spot, but not quite there. I think that might still be held by Brian Central, which is, again, surprising. Still not even close to where Acre left the mark, and 71, 73 even. Flares. It's not Flares. I've just realized we still have that overlay from the last game that's now hurting my brain. It was almost like, you know when you don't see something and then you spot it?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, now it can't be unseen. Well, thankfully it can be unseen because it's disappeared completely.
It's better than nothing is what they normally say, but I think nothing's better, to be honest. Ace there coming through. Red squad up to 83, and I think at this point this is definitely where you do want to start slowing it down and letting them walk into you. The pressure is on.
And then 10. Wow, the drop off is insane.
Yeah, the pressure's on for this squad, and I think all
Honestly,
around
I think
right
Marcus
now
needs to get more. I'm disappointed. Average.
Yeah, ridiculous.
I might have oversold Meg a little bit.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just an unlucky game. You know, everybody has them. But for now, it's looking like that quick game can be in the books, I suppose. At 95 to 83, it was neck and neck for the majority of the game. We had some good opportunities for this squad to pop off.
He's just
Timothy
going
wants
for
another
knives.
knife. He really wants another knife before this ends. Only a few seconds left, and he'll be hard-pressed to find it. A TP play maybe to secure it? Nah, it's been stolen away. We all know that Jimothy was about to win that one out. We all know deep down.
I genuinely, now from watching him, I think he is actually sandbagging. Like, I said that as a joke, but he's not playing with guns.
And I'll tell you what.
Honestly, this should be a Dr. Freeze series. Why hasn't he done Knife to Immortal yet?
That I would be very interested in seeing. Because, you know, in a way, I almost
someone who
believe
could
he'd
beat
make it work.
Elden Ring with the muscles in the side of their head. He should be able to get to Radiant with a knife.
I don't think it's... correct me if I'm wrong, but it is actually electrical, right? Like, it's literally her brain waves.
I'm not gonna lie,
it's not
I
muscles
didn't do
in
that
her
much
head.
research. I saw Greg did a nice little interview.
I think you're...
I didn't watch it.
I think you're downplaying it, in fact, because she has a whole system which shows her brain lighting up
No, I've opened
like a
up
3D
can of
model.
worms, haven't I?
It's insane. It's so cool.
Oh, look, we're going into the next map. Isn't that convenient? Another story from Mitch that I would have loved to hear more about, but unfortunately, Valorant has occurred. It's such a shame with the timing.
No, that's okay.
We
About
only
time.
have
Don't
55 seconds.
we don't want to spend 55 seconds, Tom, talking about just the timing.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Brimstone for Fake Ananas.
I want full
One
analysis.
of my personal favorite agents. I'm going to start counting the amount of hairs I can see on his beard.
No, what's the comp difference here, Tom? I think realistically, what's being brought to the table for both of these squads, how do you think you want to use a Gecko on Casbah as opposed to the other TDM matches? Obviously, a lot of good zoning that you could do with it, but I'm curious to see where your mind goes.
Just yeet the utility across the map.
Oh, plenty more time before it starts. Go ahead.
Yeet. Well, unfortunately, we've run out of time. So we're going to be getting into the map, and I'm really excited to see what's going to go down. Can Team Mosarkus turn this one around? Will Fake Ananas have to give back his Radiant from losing? Will Jimothy get any more knife kills? Well, we're going to have to wait and see, because it's taken a little bit longer to get this one off the mark. Acre, though, the reigning champion of kills in a row with 14, looking to try and increase his lead even further.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of benefit to holding this mid area. A ton of orbs to be played off of. It's where the upgraded weapons are going to come spawning through any moment now. And that very much what we've seen teams so far in this tournament fighting for, trying to maintain this control. Red squad doing a good job of it now. North side secured, starting to flood into the areas. They're going to have some crossfires set up anytime now. And shots like that, you might not need crossfires. Gorgeous stuff from Jordy's. And that lead most certainly sitting with Team Red right now.
CJ has been thriving. Acre and George as well. This is a slaughter right now. Maybe a bit of a domestic going on because something doesn't seem right in the So Marcus camp. On the other side, though, Flo, well, I was going to say thriving, but unfortunately that didn't last too long.
I mean, he might go down
as well. It's a long way back, though. Again, already 11 behind. They've only got 11 kills.
Yeah, it's one of the things to keep an eye on, though, as you see these players sort of be fragmented now on the red side. The southern side control is theirs. Overextension by Flo, though. He's going deep into enemy territory, getting caught off, and really they just need to reestablish that front line because there's a lot of fragmented dueling that's costing them time and time again. But here we go. A 4-man unit, top side, moving together, already winning out some duels. And we'll see that lead extend further into the red camp. Maybe they are starting to get control over things here. On Team So Marcus, Mo Sarkis, or whatever he wants to be called. Either way, he's quickly lost that control and lost everything that was going for him.
CJ, I feel like it's just been driving all the way through the day. 4 kills already, blinded up by the Dizzy. A decent flash from Meg, trying to support in more ways than one. Let's see what he can do on that Brimstone. Haven't really seen too much from it thus far. Not in the same vein as the Phoenix of the last map. And, well, the distance now starting to be diminished. It was at 11 kills, now down to just 5. A comeback of sorts starting to come through. And it seems like Flo might need to step back up after all.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Yeah, 10-4 right now. He's being picked off after the 1 kill, but we saw him just trailblazing some of those earlier fights happening on the previous map. 6-kill lead up to 7. Red squad holding on control around the pillar. Oh, they won't be lasting long there. Sarah really is looking like Durka now, doing the best impression. But, oh, well. That flash was a little too good. No. That's not a thing that I've ever done, so I don't know why you'd even say that.
Oh, Meg, that's it. That's a spray you might want to forget. No. Oh, the Dizzy for being saved. Sarah's still going. Ace for her at the moment. And Flo's gone down. The lead diminished to just 3 after such a huge initial start. Is Flo just going to go for the ult? Oh, never mind. Sarah's going to fall instead. Actually manages to get back behind before anything else can happen. A slight increase from CJ, a lull in the battles for the moment, and now after they meet back up, it's Fake and Nana's doing the majority of the damage, but the trades are back and forth. That 5-kill lead still standing.
Really, they're trying to bait these players through mid for Flo right now. Just look at them south side of the map, stood there holding an angle, and they're only fighting in one alleyway. That's not how you use an Odin. I don't know how
you do that.
Oh man, Flo has left the area, and that exact second you have a player come in to fill the space. And it ends up only being 1 kill for Fake and Anna's, but that could have been huge in terms of timing. Instead, Flo is the one that's going huge. 2 quick kills, pop the ult, but not much more to be found after. It's still worthwhile, though. You know, all these messy duels seem to be finishing with Flo's team out in the lead. There's 1 isolated kill for Team So Marcus. How much more can they get?
I think as well, bear in mind the HUD score currently backwards, because Flo did take that first map quite dominantly. So if they do manage to get this one over the line, it would be a 2-0 victory for them. And they are looking like they're doing that right now, increasing that lead even further.
The mosh pit.
Meg really wants to get mosh pit kills. That seems to be her goal for the day.
Yeah, it's been going out a lot, and it's not really done much to help in these situations. I think that might be zero impact as well from it, but you know, it is what it is.
What you spoke about zoning, I remember this whole speech, and now you're saying the utility has no impact?
No, I think the utility itself can have impact if that's what you're trying to insinuate.
But you're saying specifically
the way it has been used
has no impact.
Hasn't had any. Yes, that's where I'm going with that. Yeah. Do you disagree?
Yeah, I think it's been incredibly impactful. I think the only reason Marcus has any kills is because Meg's util has pushed people into him.
Meg's mosh pit. Or,
Yes.
or like overall belt.
No, specifically the mosh pit.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah. That's what I've seen. Like, this is kind of the same story, though, right? You see a kill
See, look, that
come
one,
up on...
that one was like a flash. Saw it go through. CJ's incredibly confused by it right now.
Absolutely. Yeah,
So confused,
you can
that's
see.
why Acre's killing everyone.
I'm quite confused as to how he was able to get away with so much on that angle. 82 to 73 lead, staying around the same spot. You know, a couple of scrappy fights here and there, but the consistency in trading back and forth here for Team Flow is off the charts.
Oh, okay. Floating through the air. Acre's stolen that one away, but I don't think they're going to mind. 10 kills in the lead now. Only 11 left to go. There needs to be some mammoth performances coming through from the Marcus side if they're going to be able to turn this one back around. The lead slowly diminishing, though. Able to hold that line, at least for the moment. Still, though, only 9 needed for Flow to close this out in a 2-0 fashion. The swing around the corner gets absolutely nothing, but the nade instead has done all of the work. And well, it seems like we're slowly getting towards Flow taking this.
Yeah, that's definitely the vibe. I mean, 3 kills left. It would have to be a god tier performance from Team So Marcus. Faking on is going to do their very best.
Dizzy assist.
It could happen. Oh, never mind. Flow ascending with the double. That's got to be the end of the game. The question now being who finds that final kill. Akers drop before he can land the bullet, but Flow will quickly do just that. 100-90 and a 2-0 Team So Marcus. In the end, Tom, we started this out with the question of would Marcus be dragging Meg down? And, you know, I don't want to answer that, but I feel like you can. Yeah, you're saying almost without hesitation, you were in there with the yes.
To be honest, all I'm really seeing here is a bit like Na'Vi at Masters. I just feel let down.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's a fresh wound. There was really no need. But wow,
honestly,
and I mean,
though,
you know that hurt
one
Marcus.
One flash would have made all the difference.
Bro, honestly, if Marcus had have just peeked that corner instead of throwing some util that one time, it could have been. You know, we should do a VOD review right now. Can we like go back? Can we mute for like 10 minutes? Remember after that game?
If they like didn't peek instead of like swinging that operator, they would have.
So what Tom's referring to is So Marcus after Na'Vi lost, we were all watch partying together, and Marcus was on hard cope. Like he was pointing out every play. He was like, "Why didn't they just do this?" So then after the game, he muted. And spent what? It was 15 to 20 minutes.
I don't know.
Like doing a telestrator, basically breaking down. Dude, we went, got dinner, came back. I'm like, oh, Marcus is still explaining why they should have done this thing. It was beautiful. It was wonderful to see. No doubt, though, he'll bring the same energy to the VOD reviews of his TDM sessions here tonight and figuring out what he and his squad could have done, being as critical as he was of Na'Vi. I'm sure. And when he's doing that, he's going to hear you dunking all over Na'Vi, and I'm sure that'll make him happy.
The funny thing is, love Na'Vi, love the players, love the org, but it is fun. That's all it really is. It is just fun. It's fun to troll Marcus, and obviously with a loss to Flow, I feel like he's going to have all of the bragging rights. I don't know what this does to our overall scorelines, how this is going to change things, how this is going to get us forward into the grand finals. Who's taken that? I think it's been going quite well for Flares. So I think, yeah, look, Static and Flares, it looks like they're both at the top. It's unfortunate, really, that they seem to be very, very sort of dominant in their victories, but at the same time they're in the group. Like, how is this even possible? How?
Yeah, that doesn't add up for.
Either that or the,
there we go.
Ones
Static,
on the right
Static are on top.
A lot more games.
So, yeah, we have Team Flow and Andrew and D-Freeze, and Andrew is still to be entered in there. But looking at the right side, yeah, Static have won the head-to-head against Flares, and obviously they're sat at with because of that match with 6 versus 5. So it looks like we'll be having Static up against one of these squads. My bet is it's not going to be Team So Marcus. I think we're seeing Flow. What about you, Tom?
I'm not gonna lie, the numbers on my screen leave me very confused.
That's always a good sign.
I'll be honest with you. So it's Static has 6 wins and then 6 what? Is that? I guess. Okay, so Flares would then be 5 maps won, but they've lost 2 maps or 3 maps. Or, no, yeah, 2 maps because they've got a 3 thing.
Flares only lost 1 map. No, they've lost 1. And if they lost 2, that would be 4, not 3, right?
Well, also, yeah, no, they have lost 2 because they lost a game. They lost Static 2-1. So yeah, so it was they won 2-0, they won 2-0, then they lost 2-1. So that means the wins is very confusing, I'll be honest. I feel like the wins should be done as they won a series, and then the round difference should then be a separate thing, rather than just maps won. Because this makes it very, very confusing.
It is a little rough on the glance. What is it they call it?
It should be games won and then map difference. Because if it's maps won and map difference, then
Tom, you know about it from marketing. The idiot in a rush, right? Obviously, that's the idea of confusing 2 products. Like if something looks very similar to Coke and you're in a rush in a shop, you just grab it and whatever. It's like if you glance at a graphic and it confuses you, that's bad. That's not good. So I think Team Flow then are going through, right? Team Flow just beat Team So Marcus. They're already on top going into that game, so they're chilling, even if they lost to Team Andrew head to head. Am I correct? I think I'm correct.
So it should just be Static versus Flow.
Yes, I believe so. We've gotten there. Thank you for the raids, by the way. We got Marcus and Hazza, 2 of our competitors. Very well done, boys. You know, you gave it your all.
The only thing I will say about this is Team So Marcus technically had 2 wins.
Yes, Team So Marcus did.
they had 2 wins.
Anyways, I don't think we need the graphics. I think we all know what's happening.
Grand final. That's all we need to know.
And Meg as well. Yeah, thank you for the raid. We got to say, you know, Marcus and Meg popping the raids just there.
Back.
We've just been very complimentary about everything that we saw. I think especially for Marcus, Tom was in his corner. You know, like
of course,
Tom would be the guy that throws the towel in, but he wasn't throwing the towel in because he was here and he was ready for that next uppercut to come through and save the game. It didn't happen, but he's been heartbroken. Again, do not fact check that. But that is what just occurred. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, this comes from the Mitchman Foundation of Knowledge, and the same foundation that said KC would get to the semifinals of Lock-In. So obviously, only solid, reliable information.
It really is. You just love to pick a fight with the Frenchman, don't you, Tom? I don't know what it is. You're going after him.
Which Frenchman specifically?
Scream is an IGL. That one. The
Belgian Frenchman. Those ones?
One Belgian Frenchman and the other Frenchman. But yeah, that was certainly an interesting run so far. I don't know how long we're looking until we kick off our grand final. We can go now. I'm ready. Tom, are you ready? Also, I like that.
Born ready.
I like that I'm Mitchman in all caps. It makes me feel really important. And then Tom is just Tom Biz. Like, you know, you didn't get all caps because I don't think you've earned it, Tom. And I think that's like what it is.
Yours is like ironic because they made all the letters big because you're so small. It's sort of like, you know, like Little John in Robin Hood. You know, Little John. It's like he's called Little John because he's huge, and then they've given you that because like the other way around. It'd be like if you were called. It's like you calling yourself Mitch Man. It's like you've called yourself Mitch Man because you're actually the height of a boy.
Hey, Marcus, you're still in the tournament. Let's go. You've just had to get some other players for your team.
You just had to drop your team.
That, to be fair, that is how I would make a team with Marcus on it better, by doing this exact thing.
Do you know what the biggest miracle of the day is? Dragon's made it to the grand final. I don't know how that.
We're never gonna hear the end
biggest
of it.
miracle would have been if somehow Neokai had made it. That honestly, that would have taken an act of God.
Why are you
But,
just violating Neokai? What is all this about, Tom? I don't know. I feel like there's some unresolved issues there. We got to get to the bottom of.
I don't know. He'll probably clip it. I think that's why it's funny.
Fair.
Don't care. That's why it's fun.
Well, Tom, 20 seconds till we see this one close out if they continue the hovers. And Phoenix in play for both teams, Rays for both teams, Reyna for both teams.
No Cypher,
but if we deviate a little bit, yeah, Gragan has gone for the fade. I honestly, I like the Sova, so I think he's got a good chance of wowing us here.
Yeah, I guess it's this map looks like it's combined with Split, so he decided that means that Sova can't work on it anymore.
Makes sense.
Obviously, you've already got the Sky in there, so logically, yeah, throw in the Fade. Who needs anything else? I don't know who I think is going to be winning this one. I will say, I did say at the beginning, I don't expect, like, I bet on Flow last time and they didn't win, so I won't do it again. So they'll probably win now.
Well, let's do something fun. Let's pull up the scoreboard for a second before we start, or as we start this one, and let's each pick a player. Who's going to be our top fragger? Who's going to be walking
CJ.
out? You're going CJ.
CJ
I'm gonna call Static. Static is going to be my top fragger. So we'll see. In chat, let us know who your top fragger is, and we'll give out prizes at the end or something. We're not giving out prizes. I have to let you know, but we might. I can legally say we might give out prizes.
Provider is so that you don't buy it.
That's a good call. That's a good call.
Same, Zil, same.
Same, actually, as well. We all have the same internet provider. We all, literally 4 of us have the same internet provider, but Zilv's, well, I don't know. Whoever's running it out Zilv's way ain't doing a good job. The start here, scrappy as we'd expect. And I think I don't expect to see too much of a fight go past the halfway mark at this point, just with how things have been, back and forth fights. Static, though, had managed to find a stinger, which he was using to clean up house some of those closer range fights.
I feel invested now. Now that I've said who I think is going to do best in the game. We need the highlight. CJ's been off to a pretty good start. I do think that Static had as well, though, so a little bit of a back and forth. The fact that Gregor manages to get 1 kill before Aker trades, Aker just going for the classic bait plays. I have seen him play quite a bit of Cypher, so he's probably taken off the Nats, Everybody knows Nats is a beta.
Naturally. Oh, hello! Death from above from CJ. Playing Assassin's Creed in here is just ridiculous. But it's not represented in the scoreline as you might hope. In fact, the lead here for Static lockdown as they sit 24-22. A response.
See a killjoy. I'm sad.
That's not over yet. We still have 2 more maps.
Be like, you gotta pick killjoy.
You really want to sandbag him that hard? Of all people, Gragan, I mean, at least give it to CJ or something.
That's the thing, though. If Neokai had done it earlier, at least maybe Timmy the Turret could have got a kill.
Oh my god, you're so toxic. What has Neo done? He's actually a lovely guy. He's been nothing but nice, kind, welcoming. He went to walk with you, didn't he?
Yeah, we went for breakfast.
And that's what you get.
Blast. It was a wonderful time.
That's why I don't exercise.
Good chat.
People just bully you. Stage 3 kicking off.
It wasn't like a long walk. We went down the road. Even you could handle that one.
I don't know. You mentioned walking. I'm out. Like Dragon's Den. I'm out. But yeah, we've stayed neck and neck to start stage 3. No real map control. I think this U-Haul's being fought for quite a bit. Oh. A good leer.
That's the first time that's ever been said.
Yeah, by me especially.
Yeah,
I'm not appreciated anyways.
It's just like, it's like when you don't believe in fairies, one dies. When you believe in Reyna abilities, Lothar, like, it's one of his hairs falls out. He's going to be as bald as me by the end of this game.
Let's see if there's a great heal from Flo. Great devour. Look at that. He's not able to devour Zaki.
I think it would make me deeply uncomfortable.
I think it could be could be what we need.
His
Honestly,
hair is
as a
too
people.
beautiful. Like, I wouldn't sacrifice it.
It is, but I think if you got a prosthetics bald cap applied, it could look
okay.
really good. This is a 7K.
He needs another 7 to match up. It's looking pretty good for Team Static right now, I'm not gonna lie. It was a neck and neck, I think 36, 35, something like that, but since then it has been all Team Static organized now on a 6K as well. Seems like just getting these streaks together as a team. Hazard's gonna get his highest streak of the day with 1 kill.
This really is one of those games where you want to glance at that mini map quite a bit, and you're just seeing the position here for Static. You know, he's coming up behind, he's taking fights, and he ends up surrounded by the whole squad. And in those moments, it's about the reactions from your teammates. And what we saw is, sure, he gets 1 extra to complete his 4K, falls, and immediately there's 2 or 3 kills coming through, because those players who've turned their back to fight him are getting punished. And I think that's been the case here for this squad of Team Static. They've been punishing at every turn so far. They've had great positions. They've been able to leverage them for conversions into multiple kill leads, and there's just nothing the Team Flow can do in response for now.
I think the tab key has got stuck. Oh, there we go.
Oh man, just chaos. Listen to the amount of bullets. It sounds like there's multiple Odins on the server, but that's just 10 Vandals firing off.
It is starting to look like the first map might be going the way of Static. A lead of 12, an orbital strike even, not quite going to get the kill. Flow's going to steal that one away. Not quite managing to narrow down too much of the difference, and Static putting another one. I think he might have gone for a good choice. Right near the top of that board right now.
Yeah, I rolled the dice and avoided Snake, guys. Gotta say, Static's doing me proud. Flow's looking good as well. The CJ competing for that top of the scoreboard. Will it matter, though, if you're down by this much? 12 kills in the difference. So we're getting towards the home stretch on this one. 84 in the bank for that blue squad. 100 is the cap that they're looking for. Just a few more waves of this Team Flow squad, and they'll have this one in the bag.
It is actually very close. I think CJ and Static might literally be like neck and neck in terms of kills, which is ridiculous. CJ trying to get a little bit aggressive. Yes, 24-23. The Jets
24-24
slightly in the lead, but now leveling it back up again, and
CJ's leading. CJ with
dear.
2.
Oh dear. Imagine having an Odin at that close range and not connecting.
All right, you relax yourself.
Me.
The spray can be out of hand. Here's the battle, though. Static, claim the title. There it is. Okay, we're equal. No, we're not equalized. 1 behind. CJ is still leading that battle for the MVP of the map. 5 kills, though, for Team Static, and they'll win regardless. Do they care about the accolades? Might not matter. I don't think Static can find enough value anymore. That battle might be CJ's, but the war may be Static's. 3 kills remaining. Bladestorm comes online. CJ will look to punish potential updraft play around. Where is it? Where is anybody? Look, 1 kill found. A second. Follow him with more. Okay, 89-98, but too small a margin. Oh, 1 slip up here, and it's game over. 1 more kill, and it's CJ to fall. 100 frags for Team Static as they take the first map.
There you go. Easy. CJ number 1. Never in doubt.
Listen, as I said, he won the battle, but he hasn't won the war, fella.
Are you gonna top up the kills each one?
Maybe. We'll see if CJ has too few kills in the next map. We'll average it out.
You have a third of a math degree, don't you?
I believe I have half of a math degree, actually. It was a 4-year course. I completed 2. So, yeah. Half of one. Let's go.
And what's the value of that?
Technically about 6,000 euro, I suppose, across the 2 years. So
6,000 ain't bad.
It's Ireland, man. It's Ireland. You know, the most expensive college we have is top 10 in the world. It's 5K a year. I remember hearing about the UK fees. Woo! I'm all good over here. I'm chilling. Anyways, the half of a math degree I have is telling me that this game is currently favored to Team Static. They've got a 1 and the other team has a 0.
Well done.
Thank you.
That'll also help you quite a lot in coding, I believe, as well. So that's a
Don't get me started on coding. I had to learn that in a math degree. You know why? Because I don't. I sure don't. You know the way there's C++? Do you know what language they made us learn? C. C. I'm not just saying yes in Spanish. I'm agreeing with you. They made us learn C. And then
But without
R.
it, you'd be blind.
All right. Well, I don't want to be here anymore. This is. I hate you. Let's get
You're
into
allowed
this.
to make a C Spanish joke, but I make a sight joke and it's too far. Standards.
I don't even want to take it as far as the eye can see. Right.
Oh god.
So a breach coming in from Flo. At this point, my eyes are probably more glued to CJ. The Jet's been good, but when it comes to the Reyna, so much damage can be done. C++ is so much more stupid than C. You might be right. But I also didn't need to know how to make a database. I don't know how to make a database, but they thought I did need to know that, and I don't. But anyways, I think at this point...
Do you know my favorite thing? So,
What's that?
Neokai has actually made a clip on Twitter without realizing that I said he would make a clip on Twitter. And it's just, honestly...
That's amazing.
The levels to my game are unmatched. I've predicted you doing the thing that you did, Neokai. How does that feel? I just...
Yeah, I've just seen it. Yeah.
Don't lie, Mitch. You're kind of impressed right now.
It's hilarious. I was just warming up, guys. It's actually hilarious. He literally did clip it and tweet it. You said that less than an hour ago as well. Oh, God. Poor Neo.
Oh, God.
Being bullied all day. He's out of the tournament. We're still bullying him.
Oh, God.
I mean, still having friendly banter. Yes.
Yes. Oh, God.
Oh, static.
Wonderful.
He cooled down on that play. Thought more was going to be found, but CJ's coming out on top. The rivalry continues. Oh, hello. And goodbye to you and you. Quick kills for CJ. Just racking him up.
How are you feeling about your prediction right now? Feeling confident?
Not great, man. I mean, even his fall back there straight into a healing orb and then right back out to fight. Pop a Devour up to 150. Ready for another duel. And we'll win that too.
God.
Am I surprised at this point? Still yes, to be honest. But
use the shock darts, Gregan. No. Right.
Let me
He
ask
didn't
you,
even hit
Gregan.
it!
What was the point of droning there? What were you going to do if
Can
you
we
did
just
hit
keep?
him?
I just want to see what Gregan's doing. I feel like he's just having a good. Oh, okay, that's why he's droning. Dear Lord, there could have been 2 more people standing to the right of CJ, and he still wouldn't have hit anyone.
He's just pinging the tower for his teammates. Guys, the tower is here. Oh no! Woo! Down to the pistol, and CJ keeps on going. More possibly. We'll end at 4, but quite a good run.
Yeah, it's still not that much of a lead. I feel like CJ must be getting close to like double digits already. Yeah, there you go. 10 and 2. The rest of the team letting him down, and Static is the one up there, not that far behind, making this one at least a little bit more competitive, starting to drag things back again. Bear in mind that Static could be taking that dub.
Oh, big blind.
Okay, good flash.
Big blind. Heal up there for CJ? Yeah. I thought he wasn't going to step into it. Now fully ready to go into this fight. Has us already down. Opportunity for more here. Low HP inside the smoke. No conversion. But at the end of the day, I think for Team Flow, this is what they need. This is getting very dangerous. Stinger around the side. Close quarters and able to shred. Pistol still ready to go. And that is answered back on very quickly indeed. The lead of Team Flow going nowhere.
Still, the lead being maintained. Flow now starting to step up to the plate as well, as really does start to look a little bit bleak. A 1-1 seeming almost likely at this stage if it keeps going in this sort of fashion. Jordan Hazard, there you go. Couple of kills coming up for him.
It's a good chance, for this squad of Team Static to hold their ground. They've finally gotten control over middle, but maybe some players being caught out of position, swinging into the open. Team Flow's been able to take every fight their heart desired. And now CJ is back in this terrifying spot where so much value is being found time and time again. There's the third kill of this play. And again, not slowing down. With that Empress online, we are just going to see a constant overheal on this player. Constant dismisses on one kill just like that. Training isn't so simple anymore. Not when CJ's popping off like this. I mean, I just want to see somebody land a shot on this guy. He just unchecked again and again. Bullets missing like it's Neo in the Matrix, and finally,
There we go.
finally dealt with.
Yeah, unfortunately now the lead is up to 15 kills for the side of Team Flow. It's such a difficult margin to come back from. You're going to need more than one to step up on the side of Static. They're going to be able to turn this around. A nice shot at least from him, but still 14 behind, and it doesn't get any easier. Jordis as well. Leading this way. I almost feel like, can we just end this one, go on to the next map? It looks like it's done. It's such a huge lead for Flow.
Again, we saw from even Acre earlier on those 14 kills in a row. You know, it just takes that one player to pop off, and unfortunately it seems to be Team Red again having that player on their side. Static with a double, but it does very little to close this lead, which now still sits at 17 as of 4:50 left on the clock, deep into the final stage, deep into the game, getting into the final stage.
I want to see what Gregan's doing. I miss him. I felt like we haven't seen him in a while. Here we go. This is the adventure I want to go on. Once upon a time, there was a Rocket League analyst called Gregan who liked lining up his darts. Unfortunately, when it came to shooting, he hadn't quite learned how to do that yet. Now he is going to be able to dodge the orbital strike, a kill, even onto the board. A miracle had occurred. Something we never expected to see. And Odin, he's going to walk over it because, you know, bad gun. He's even sitting. How much does this hurt you, Mitch?
Gregan, you picked that goddamn gun up! The hell does this guy think he's doing? Disrespect at an all-time new high for a player
This is the who
aims like that. You could use a few more bullets.
I've ever seen.
You only had 2 bullets left because you didn't pick up the Odin! But anyways, it's fine. 20 kills in the lead, and rightfully so, with disgraceful gameplay like that. Team Static miles behind. And I think at this point, yeah, I'm starting to call time of death on it. I need to see Team Flow majorly mess up. I mean, it would have to be running out backwards in through mid.
CJ would have to DC. Ooh!
Nice kill.
Okay. You know. It's still close between CJ and Static. I think CJ's in the lead on this map as well. And increasing it. Oh, there's a judge in there.
Organized is doing better than Static. What an interesting statistic. Well, then now even Static.
I think it was
just about managing. Let's see. 90 kills on the board. We need to see the red squad get practically nothing. No way out.
With a judge.
Okay, Hunter's Fury. Hunter's Fury. We finally got to see it.
Damn, look at all those
Nothing.
kills.
Absolutely nothing. Well, you know.
Is there anyone else who fancies playing solo? Anyone else?
Well, I reckon if he was able to tag anyone with his drone, he would have been in a good spot. But yeah, look, there's only a gap of 5, though. Every single kill that they get here on Team Flow, they can almost manage. They can lose 4 players if the last guy trades each time. They're good. Sticking together like glue. Look at the mini-map. 5 dots now turned down to 4 with a kill, 3 with another. That was the Tiger grabbing one, Static on one. Oh my god, they're getting everything. But there it is. That one response that eventually comes through, and that's a nail in the coffin for this squad. There's 3 more as Team Flow close this one out 1-1.
Oh, 1 kill for 2 of them. That's really close. So that means for you to even up with the prediction going into the last map, that means that Static has to get 5 more kills. So there you go.
I think it's doable. I think it is doable. Yeah, we're going into map 3, and I think realistically, we should. Yeah, Zilv's calling us the last map somehow, but no, it was 1-0.
Yeah,
and now it's 1-1.
Yeah, I think Static won the first one, Flow won the second one. So maybe Zilv wants to end in a draw. I think he does.
He's hungry.
He likes watching Dak, you know. So.
Yeah, now there's going to be one more. I think. What's the final map left? Piazza.
Oh, that's my
Oh,
favorite.
we love Piazza. So as we load up Piazza,
I love
let's see what our
Piazza
agent
without
select
the third
brings.
letter.
Right. Yes. I agree. Do you know like what is a piazza? Let me Google it. Is it actually something? Public square or marketplace, especially in an Italian town.
Do they sell
There you go.
pizza?
That is xenophobic, I think.
Is it? I'm just
It's at
removing
least
the letter that I said.
stereotyping.
Also, I've been to Italy and they do sell a lot of pizza.
They do. I was in
And it is
Rome in the
incredible.
airport. I was only in Rome for about, I would say, 3 hours, but I did manage to snag some good, authentic Italian pizza. I went for the Hawaiian, and it was delicious.
Right, nice one.
It was.
Nice
It was.
one.
The man did give me quite an intense stare.
The fact
That's how I
that
describe
that
it.
he sold it to you makes me think that you weren't actually in Italy and you were somewhere else.
Hey, I'll take it a step further. It was on the menu. It was on the menu. Pizza Hawaii.
Where
or something like that.
exactly
I don't
was
know.
this?
It was in Rome.
Oh, where though? Was it like in the airport?
Yes.
Okay, doesn't count. Like I could say I've been to Latvia,
But no,
I
it
haven't.
was.
I've just
Do you know
been
what it
to
was?
Riga
It was
Airport.
one of those.
Do you ever not eat pizza in an airport?
If it's physically possible to eat pizza in an airport, and I'm in that airport, I think I will most likely
Maybe you should start
eat
like
pizza.
a food channel that's exclusively just you eating pizza in airports.
I could do that. I have a lot of knowledge on the global pizza scene. I'll say, I'm tapped in. I'm clued in. What I'm also clued into is the fact that this game's kicked off. We've seen the red squad of Team Flow close out that previous map, and now, well, they're on for the same. Okay, CJ took a while to get there, but found it eventually. A little bit more on offer. There it is. A little bit more, maybe. No, that's all you get. Just 3 kills. A slow start for CJ.
Static's actually switched over to the Jet, so clearly feeling that he's got to be him if they're going to be able to win this one out, trying to take things into his own hands. And well, unfortunately for now, they are trailing at least a little bit. Aker, I'm still waiting for Aker to come back to form. The 14 kill streak hasn't really been seen over the last couple of maps that we've witnessed, and he's actually a rat. He's sitting in the corner. It's like that guy who tried to earn kill streaks, but there aren't kill streaks on this.
But there are accolades. If he can find his 15 kills, be the new champion of an
Yeah.
it could begin an
I
era
think there's
of
more chance
TDM.
of Neo No, actually, that's not true.
I knew you weren't gonna stick with that once I heard Neo. Like, no, you don't think there's a higher chance of that. Whatever it is. Good Team Flow, 3 behind for now. Static certainly hot to start this one. We just saw the 3rd kill there with the stinger around mid. Interesting play by Hazard going all in on that mid. Excuse me, on the mid play, but they've pretty much all but been equalized. There's no way you're going to use that TP.
I don't know why he's even thrown out the TP. I'll be honest. Again, a close game, but a streak of kills coming through. Oh, it's stolen. I wanted to see Static go down to the boom bot.
A mercy kill, if anything. Updraft dash out of Static. Punish on the flank for CJ. Mayui going down as well. Okay, the lead is definitely in Team Static's hands, but not by much. 1 ahead. And whoa, organized. That's a crazy fight to take with a Marshall. Definitely wants to put some space between him and some opponents, but that's easier said than done. Bladestorm caught in the open. Static getting nothing for the ultimate used. And the lead now in Team Flow's hands, pushed up to 3 by the kills that we just saw. Oh, nice return by Haza.
It's neck and neck. Literally going either way. Flow's team taking a slight lead, but it really is Static trying his very, very best to take that #1 accolade. I think is ahead by quite a margin at this stage in terms of individual kills. Currently sat up there with 17. That is the 5. That puts him level right now with CJ in terms of the overall kills, although that only lasts for a second.
Well, let's see how much more Static can find. On to the Phantom. and taken out immediately. But we're going to see those rifles in play now, deep into stage 3, getting close to that final run for things, where we'll have Odin's in play on the side. Not sure they'll get too much action on a big open map like this, but
Well,
last time around we saw plenty.
For sure.
Yeah, that's for goddamn sure. You just reminded me of that. I hope he dies here. On your right, Jordies!
You've become the biggest Gregan hater, and he doesn't even know it.
Oh, she's checking it. Let's go! I mean, and another kill for the red squad there. Very, very nicely done.
Yeah, they've taken the lead off of it as well. But again, it did such a fickle margin. Static on the top of the map has been taken out, and Organized starting to pop off. Flo's using his ult, which will let them know where they are. Not that that was the most well-kept secret, but has given him a slight flank, which grants a single kill. Wow.
One extra kill. Could be a game changer. For now, it certainly won't be. You're blind! Oh no! Organized got hit by a blind. Couldn't see that nade. Couldn't hear it ringing out, and guess no one was nice enough to tell him to scooch his booty a little bit. Ended up getting taken down. Good night and sweet dreams. Big kills coming through. They tried to punish the Hunter's Fury.
Yeah, and the shock. Honestly, maybe this is average, Jonas.
It could be.
If he was blind.
If he was blind and playing with his mouse inverted, I reckon that could be him.
Or maybe just a trackpad. Like he did play from his little
No, the ball.
With a
little ball.
With a laptop.
One of those.
Wait,
one of
you
the
wanna
ball
see
mice,
Jonas
but the
play
one
with
where
his
you,
ball?
I absolutely do. I'll pay money to ship it out to him, and I want to see the one where you have to
you remember
click it
when
by
this was
pushing it down
close?
like a button. I do. It's still kind of close, you know,
No,
just 14 kills.
not really.
That's nothing big.
Also,
That's not a big number.
Static is absolutely dominating. I think he probably should have been on Jet the entire time. Currently 10 kills above 11 kills above CJ. Looking for the 30 bomb. I think might be about to get the most kills we've seen from an individual in a map. Not consecutively, so I don't know if it's quite as impressive. And unless CJ's about to absolutely pop off, I think Static might be just running his way all the way to victory.
Well, if he keeps up like that as well, you want someone like CJ to shut him down. North side play. Big fight there. CJ trying to carve out his own space, pick off the rest of the team, grab them some points, but all the while Static is just counteracting every effort he makes by just shredding this squad. Expect a flash out of Phoenix. Maybe not. He's down right away. Static trades his life for it, but well worth it when you look at that scoreboard, when you score line more so, and where they're sitting. Wow, a hot hands kill. That's got to be insult to injury right there. And Static now Blade Storm online. So much more can be found. Oh.
Far in the lead at this stage, though. Aiko, well positioned, managing to lock down a certain sector of the map, but 14 kills behind and only 6 needed for Static to close this out. And he wants to do it on his own. 2 already to his name. Just running it towards that finish line. 1 to close. It seems like Team Static have this in the bag, and he's going to get a quad to finish it off. What a map from him. I think by far 39 kills. Dear Lord.
That is insane. We came in here, well, I was hoping he gets at least 5 more than CJ. Thank you, Static, for delivering what I needed here.
Throwing, you know. He knew,
Predictions
he knew his boy,
galore.
He knew his boy Static needed it for those DMs later.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to be posting a whole video about just that last map, you know? Probably.
Yeah. You cut
the others, there'll be a few bits here. Like,
How
oh, look, here's
an
one kill from the first one. It's just going to be Piazza. But at the end of the day, man, I think when you average out what we've seen here today, I think TDM's a pretty damn exciting game mode. I think we saw some like interesting swing plays back and forth. Obviously a lot that needs to be added to it, but yeah. As a baseline,
and what
that
I've learned
seems pretty fun.
Is that if you want to get someone on your team to carry, go for Static. And if you want to make the game more difficult, go for Neokai. It's just where we're learning.
What has he done, man? I mean, you know, like
honest,
I said,
I'm
nothing but nice
surprised
to us.
you didn't say or Gregan, you know, after what he did to you. You know, he stood on
what he did to all of us. Okay, everybody had to witness
I
that.
think he made the right choice.
Well, listen, Tom, that's just you. I'm talking more to the viewers here, the people at home, the people who have a heart. Okay, And I think all of us who have a heart, we felt that. And he knew it was wrong. You know, that's the thing that gets me. He knew what he knew what he was doing was wrong, Tom. He knew we were watching. He saw that little spectating up in the corner and he thought, not going to give it to him. I won't forgive him for that. And I hope all of you will join me in the same vein. Rocket Man, we don't forgive you. Now, as we look towards the future, TDM, is this going to be a big thing, Tom? Are you going to be running weekly tournaments? What's happening?
No, it's a fun little game on the side. I think it might be a decent warm up. To be honest, that's one of the things I've noticed. Is like in terms of the firefights in comparison to like a normal DM, I feel like you're getting in battles a lot more quickly. So it could be quite a nice way to warm up your game. Maybe if you wanted to practice specific abilities, like maybe you're a chamber, you want to go in and practice some headhunter. It could be not a bad way to do it, or even just work in with the pistols for some of the early stuff. Like, it's a better way probably to practice for your pistol rounds because at the beginning, everybody uses a pistol. So, I don't know. I think that there's some uses. I'm sure there's going to be some people who find some training out of it. But ultimately, it's just another game mode that's going to be fun for people to play on the side. And the more, the merrier.
Yeah, absolutely. To be honest, I can see, you know, it was pretty fun to watch. I think get 5 people together and try and come up with, like, how do we want to play this map? Yeah, I can see it being pretty fun. But, well, I think that's us done, Tom. It's been quite fun running through TDM, getting to see some of these players shine and others not so much. But we won't name names. That's just not in our nature.
No, I would never do that.
No. So to Neo Kai, who we were just talking about, and everyone else, have a fantastic night. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Like a Hellcat. Like a Hellcat.